that you're never coming round. Turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit tired of listening to the sound of my own tears. Turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit nervous that the best of all the years have gone by. Turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit terrified, but then I see the look in your eye. Turn around, but every now and then I fall apart. Turn around, but every now and then I fall apart. And I need you now tonight, and I need you more than ever. And if you'll only be holding me tight, I'll be holding on forever, and we'll only be making it right. 'Cause we'll never be wrong. Together we can make it to the end of the light. And never such a shadow with me all of the time. I don't know what to do, and I know it's in the dark. You never such a shadow, give it up, slow. I really need you tonight. The river's gonna start tonight. The river's gonna start. Once upon a time I was falling in love, but now I'm only falling apart. There's nothing I can do. A total eclipse of the heart. Once upon a time there was light in my life, now there's only love in the dark. Nothing I could say, a total eclipse of the heart. Every now and then I fall apart. Turn around, but every now and then I fall apart. And I need you now tonight, and I need you more than ever. And if you'll only be holding me tight, I'll be holding on forever, and I'll only be making it right. 'Cause we'll never be wrong. Together we can make it to the end of the light. But never such a shadow for me all of the time. I don't know what to do, and I'm always at the door. But I'm such a shadow, give it up slow. I really need you tonight. Well, it's gonna start tonight. Well, it's gonna start. Once upon a time I was falling in love, but now I'm only falling apart. Nothing I could say, a total eclipse of the heart. Nothing I could say, a total eclipse of the heart. Total eclipse of the heart. That was great, Sean. Thanks. What else do you feel like singing? Well, let me tell you. What do you really feel like singing? You mama. I had a girl, and Donna was her name. Since she left me, I've never been the same. 'Cause 'cause I love my girl. Donna, oh, where can you be? Where can you be? Now that you're gone, I'm left all alone, all by myself to wander and roam. 'Cause I love my girl. Donna, oh, where can you be? Where can you be? Well, darling, now that you're gone, I don't know what I'll do. All of the time and all my love for you. I had a girl, and Donna was her name. Since she left me, I've never been the same. 'Cause I love my girl. Donna, oh, where can you be? She's fucking other guys. Where can you be? Oh, Donna, oh, Donna, oh, Donna, oh, Donna. That was terrible. Thanks. What else do you feel like singing? Banana boat song. Dale, Dale, daylight come and me want go home. Dale. Me say day, me say day, me say day, me say day, me say day. Oh. Daylight come and me want go home. Work all night and a drink of rum. Daylight come and me wanna go home. Stack banana till the morning come. Daylight come and me wanna go home. Come, Mr. Tallyman, tally me banana. Daylight come and me wanna go home. Come, Mr. Tallyman, tally me banana. Daylight come and me wanna go home. 6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot punch. Daylight come and me wanna go home. 6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot punch. Daylight come and me wanna go home. Day, me say day, oh. Daylight come and me wanna go home. Day, me say 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 day, oh. A beautiful bunch, a ripe banana. Daylight come and me wanna go home. Hide the deadly black tarantula. Daylight come and me wanna go home. 6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot punch. Daylight come and me wanna go home. 6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot punch. Daylight come and me wanna go home. Day, me say day, oh. Daylight come and me wanna go home. Day, me say day, me say day, me say day, me say day. You're right. Big baby Riley, baby. Okay, Riley. Hold on, Riley. I'll play with you a second. Come, Mr. Tallyman, tally me banana. Daylight come and me wanna go. What do you want, Riley? Day-o. Hold on, Riley. I'll be right there. Day-o. I'll go soon. Hold on. Daylight come and me wanna go home. Day. Me Mi sete, mi sete, mi sete, mi sete, mi sete, oh. Till I come and me one go. Alright.
Everything at Roger starts and ends on Slack. I love Huddle because the communication pipeline is so much faster. The answer I need takes 2 minutes. I can just ask a quick question and get a quick answer versus scheduling a phone call where someone has a free hour. I just press the button, they pop up, and it lets me get face-to-face with an artist or a client and keep our project moving and hit our deadlines. Slack helps us organize all communication in one place.
You could have just asked.
Quaker Chew Bars. Unleash the imagination.
Well, she seemed alright by dawn's early light, though she looked a little worried and weak. She tried to pretend he wasn't drinking again, but Daddy left the proof on her cheek. I was only 8 years old that summer, and I always seemed to be in the way. So I took myself down to the fair in town on Independence Day. Well, word gets around in a small, small town. They said he was a dangerous man. Mama was proud and she stood her ground. She knew she's on the losing end. Some folks whispered, some folks talked, but everybody looked the other way. Time ran out, there was no one about on Independence Day. Let freedom ring, let the white dove sing, let the whole world know that today is a day of reckoning. Let the weak be strong, let the right be wrong. Throw the stone away, let the guilty pay. It's Independence Day. Milo. Friendly dude.
What will you do with your future?
Nothing. Milo. Brother Bear. Brother Bear. Milo. Milo. Where's Milo? Friendly dude. Brother Bear. Alright, dude. He's a big dude. Mine's very big. He's very friendly. Mine's a very friendly guy. Brother Bear.
You can kiss me on a Monday.
Mom, it's on sale.
I can see that. Get 7 days of big deals. It's Target Circle Week.
One of these people uses the new Colgate Total Active Prevention System. It's 15 times more effective at fighting the root cause of many oral health problems. As for the other guy,
Sarah? Good luck.
be dentist ready with Colgate Total.
Alright, dude. You want a treat? Okay, Murphy. Wow. Brother Bear. He's a big dude. Miles is very big. treat? Let's get a treat. Yo. Alright. Let's see what we're doing here. Okie doke. So what I'm gonna do is play. Let's see how it goes. Nobody's out there, right? Nobody's watching my nonsense. Now and then get a little bit lonely that you. Now and then get a little. Turn around. Every now and then get a little bit lonely that you never come around. Turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit tired of listening to the sound of my own tears. Turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit nervous like the rest of all these people would. Turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit terrified, but then I see them looking around. Turn around. And every now and then I fall apart. Round, right. Every now and then I fall apart. And I need you now tonight. And I need you more than ever. And if I'll never hold any time, I'll be holding on forever. And I want to make it right. Something I can do, I'm totally glimpse of the heart. Once upon a time there was light in my life, but now there's only love in the dark. Nothing I can say, I'm totally glimpse of the heart. Alright. Okay, what are you doing? Now's your chance to talk about anything percolating on your brain, Sean. What's percolating on your brain? This is your chance to say, what am I doing? What day is it today? What's the meaning of this? What's the score here? What's next? Articulate anything that's percolating on the back of your brain. I have nothing to say. There's nothing that's on your mind. Nope, except yesterday I tried to not drink alcohol. For a week I tried to drink. Nobody cares. It's just a record. For the last week I've had this dilemma where I'm trying to go to sleep at a reasonable hour. I want to go to sleep at like 9 o'clock, and then I want to wake up at like 4:30. Like Jocko, and it's hard to fall asleep on command, and so I take a few diphenhydramine, and then I drink a glass of wine. That's exciting news. Yeah, but I don't know. The glass of wine is not really working. And also, if I drink alcohol regularly, I feel like negative. Even just a glass of wine, just throughout the day, I feel more like negative. And so, yesterday I tried no wine, and I actually fell asleep faster. And so, I don't know. Drinking a glass of wine at night was not a good idea after all. Live and learn. So anyway, all right. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. All right. So now what do you want to talk about? Stop it. I want to read my spiel. This is all I have to do for therapy. I don't have to go to therapy. All I have to do is read the spiel, and it basically cures all of my psychological problems until I forget. After a few days or so. Anyway, nobody cares, but just for record. I've been reading this little spiel for like a year now, and every day that I read it is pretty much, the day is not going to get that bad. And so if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I realize this is, probably no one's watching this, but if somebody's watching this, I realize this is unconventional and possibly cringy. But as far as I know, I'm not breaking any laws, and so I'm gonna keep doing it. All right, so I want to read this in I want to read this in less than 33 minutes. Actually, write that down. Read this in less than 33 minutes, because it shouldn't take longer than a workout. The workout should take more time. We'll do a mental. I'm doing a mental workout, and then I do a physical workout. I want to take care of the mental, the physical, and the spiritual, dude. It's about the mental and the physical and the spiritual life. Everything in its right. It's about the yin and the yang, man. Fucking keeping it all fucking. All right, ready to go. All right. Okay, so nobody's out there, right? Nobody should watch this. This is very self-indulgent. Go, Sean. Nobody's watching. All right, read this in 33 minutes. Find an improv acting duo partner. I did. There's a guy who I met. He's down to do improv. I really lucked out. There's this guy I met he's smart. He's smart, and he's young, and he's not a jerk, which is kind of a rare combination. Like he's brave, he's smart, and he's young, and he's not a jerk, which is really rare. Like usually if somebody's kind of like brave and smart, they're kind of like jerky. If you're like a fool like me, when I usually as a fool, when I confront braver, smarter people, they kind of treat me accordingly. But this guy's like pretty nice, and so that's unusual combo. So I kind of really lucked out. And so anyway, I did this thing. I have this idea where I say like there isn't just it and not it. There's some level that I can do something at, and what I always want to do is I just want to do something at the level that I can do it, and then ratchet it up. So I tried 5 minutes before, and then yesterday I said let's just go for 10 minutes, and I did improv with this guy for 10 minutes, and then it ended up being like close to 20 minutes, and so I was like, cool, like that went better than I thought. And so I keep thinking like eventually he's gonna go like, this guy's a fool, I don't want to work with this guy anymore. But as long as he wants to do this, I have like a improv acting partner, and so I'm gonna do that. If he wants to do it again, I'll do it on Tuesday or Thursday, maybe Tuesday, Thursday. And then on Sunday I want to go to my improv acting class, and I think if I just do 3 days a week of improv acting, that's kind of like, if I do that for like a year, maybe I'll get better at improv. Can you substantiate that? I think if I do it 3 days a week, I'll probably improve at improv. Can you substantiate that? I think that's a good amount of time to practice. We don't want to think, we want to know. Take them to the kennel. All right. What are we doing? So we're gonna look at the thing. Dude, what an asshole! That guy's a fucking that old man. I'm an asshole. Okay, stop. Where'd he go? Hey, I want to get decent at improv acting. I'm kind of new to improv acting. If I do it like 3 days a week for, I don't know, maybe like 20 or 30 minutes per session, that'll get me kind of good after a year, or at least better, right? That's like a good amount of time to like, how when people do improv acting as like a recreation, how often do you think they practice? Is it like going to the gym or something? How do you get it to read the thing? Anyway, yes. Yes, the answer is yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Dedicating 20 to 30 minutes.
All right, so that's good. All right, so moving on. Come on, we gotta go fast. Time's a wasting. All right, so have fun talking with people. Do eye contact. Right. So today or tomorrow, I want to do a chat with my mom or dad. I'm trying to get better at active listening. Active listening is basically, hey, sorry, I'm in San Diego. Friday I work remote, but Ben is heading over. I'm sure he'd be up to chat at 7:30 if you're down. Otherwise, Thursday I'd be available around 8. Oh, okay. Oh, you want to chat at? You want to chat at 8? You want to chat at 8:10 today? Thursday for like 20 minutes. Next. Yeah, I'm trying to practice my active listening. I have this theory that in the future they're gonna have a augmented reality, like half augmented reality, half real reality. I have this theory that in the future, and already kind of like, you can do stuff that's like half reality, half virtual. And so like I really struggle with maintaining eye contact. And so if I do this Zoom eye contact, and there could be people watching me if I'm live streaming at the same time. It's kind of like, it's like I'm doing eye contact, but it's still kind of like, it's kind of not all the way. It's kind of a half-ass eye contact, but I can practice it. It's kind of, it makes it a little more less scary. I'm really reluctant to do eye contact, and having talked with other people, that's apparently not a problem that a lot of people have. I mean, if I ask most people, they're like, no, I don't struggle with eye contact. For me, I'm really adverse to it. I don't know what. Why do you think so, Sean? Because I'm very sensitive to visual stuff, and if I pick up some sort of, my brain will project like, oh, they're thinking this, or they're gonna tell what I'm thinking or something, and all of that kind of makes it awful. But if I just get over it and just say whatever, just look in their fucking eyes, I kind of get used to it. Anyway, oh come on, I gotta go through this fast. Talk more with family and friends. So I'm gonna do that. Red hair, right? I should dye my hair with a permanent dye. I got a permanent dye from Amazon today. And so tonight I will put this in red hair, red hair. I want my hair to be completely red, saturated red, all the time, all the time. But it's hard. Like I'm using. Nobody cares. I'm using. Anyway, moving on. Okay, so what else? What else do I have to say? I like thinking a lot. I'm just reminding myself. Add some yin. I want to add some yin to my day. What else? I want to stay mentally and physically and socially fit, and so every day I want to make sure that I do something that's kind of mentally challenging, physically challenging, and socially challenging. So a good thing for me to do is like do some mental stuff to get my brain active. Then I go to jiu-jitsu, and jiu-jitsu is kind of like mostly physical but a little mental. So if I do if I do mental activity in the beginning of the day, I can do like some jiu-jitsu, which is like physical but using some thinking too, and then but it's also a little social. Jiu-jitsu is good because it's like a little social. And then if I do a chat after jiu-jitsu, it's easier for me to, like, if I do jiu-jitsu, it makes people less scary. And so it's really good to like chat with people after jiu-jitsu, because I'm like, oh, I'm like less afraid of people. I'm really afraid of people by default. And so I like this little combo of like, yeah, anyway, moving on. Okay, so what else? Was there a problem that you encountered yesterday where you're like, I wish I knew how to get around that problem? Yeah, there's every time I roll with somebody who has a white gi, because I have this semi-permanent, like I'll wash my hair, but apparently semi-permanent dye, it's still like, even it gets on people's gi no matter like what. But I guess it probably washes out. But anyway, I rolled with some guy in a white gi, and after I did an arm triangle on him, and he had a big he had like a pink red stain on his white gi, and I felt like a bastard. And I told him I would pay for it if it won't get out in the wash. But I should not do that. And so, what do you think, Sean? Well, I mean, there's this until that's why I got this permanent dye. So until I add the permanent dye and until the semi-permanent totally washes out, there's a risk that might happen. I don't think it's gonna. I think it'll probably wash out of the people's gi, but whatever. It's kind of an asshole thing to do. So to avoid that, I'm just going to make a point to only roll with people with a black gi. There's usually a lot of people in a black gi, and so I'll try to wrestle with them. If I roll with somebody with a white gi, I'll just try to keep my head away from them, which should be fine. I'll just play guard or something. Okay, moving on. So what else? Was there a part of your day that felt joyful yesterday, particularly joyful? Yeah, like going to improv acting with that guy. Like, I was all nervous to do improv with this guy because I thought, like, oh, he's, like, going to be way better than me at this thing. And I thought I'd feel really, like, outshined. But actually, I felt fine. I was like, oh, like, he's like a cool guy. And so, every time I do anything, I have a lot of negative history with, like, people just reacting badly to me. And so I wish I didn't have this thing where when I first start meeting and interacting with somebody, I assume that they're going to hate me after a while, or they're just going to be like, I don't like this guy, I don't want to play with him anymore. But I'm pleasantly surprised that he doesn't dislike me. But he might eventually. He probably will eventually, but not this day. All right, But let's not project that. Maybe everything will be fine. Okay, so eye contact. I want to keep eye contact with people. I want to have conversations with people. I want to start another dating app when I can. Do you really want to do that, Sean? I do. Let's say no one's watching this. No one's watching this. I keep imagining that like kids are watching this or something. But there's no evidence that anybody's watching this. And I want I want to preserve my freedom to like. I'm not getting paid for this, and as far as I know, I'm not breaking any laws. So I don't want to worry about what I say. What do you want to say, Sean? I just want to have sex with hot chicks. I'll have sex with any woman my age and weight or less, but they got to be over 21. They can't be in a relationship, and they cannot have at any time been a man, and they can't have any STDs. Offer stands indefinitely. And so it would be cool to just start up some dating apps and just find somebody where like, hey, I want to have sex with them. They want to have sex with me. Let's have lots of sex. But it's hard to find that. Hard to find that at 45. When I was 35, though, I could get like a overweight ethnic chick to come over and have a fling with me. At once, if I worked on the app for like a month, I could make that happen. But boy, it doesn't really. I think people are wise to the tricks now. I think the women kind of know that like guys don't talk about this a lot, Sean. I think those days are over. I think you have to be like a really studly young guy to be able to pull that off now. I don't think it'll work, but it's worth a try. So maybe I'll start dating up. Dude, I'm getting all psyched just talking about it. Anyway, moving on. Meditate, stretch, jiu-jitsu, right? Was there a part of your day yesterday that felt particularly dark and dreary and like really awful, or you're just like, oh, that was horrible? Yeah, my teacher, there's this thing where my teacher asked, at the end of the class, the teacher asked if like anybody did the move that he demonstrated, and so I sort of went like that because I was saying that I did the move, but he sort of looked at me like he looked at me like irritated, and I thought like maybe he thought I was making fun of him or something, and then I kind of like tripped out for the whole rest of the class, thinking like, oh no, like he hates me or something. But I have to remember that that's my imagination. Unless somebody tells me what they're thinking, my brain tends to fill in the blanks with the worst stuff. And so I want to dismiss any imaginings for which there's no data. There's no evidence that he hates me. He didn't say that. And so I'm just going to assume, he probably just didn't notice me saying anything. Okay, sounds good. All right, what else? I got to cut my nails. Nobody's out there, right? I want to make myself happy. I want to make other people happy if I can. None of this is natural. I authentically like being inauthentic. What else? I should never cut my hair shorter than like February 1st of this year. I want to do more improv acting. What else? Okay, so physical reality. So there's just physical reality is neutral. Physical, as far as I can tell, there's physical reality, and there's the past of physical reality, otherwise known as that's what happened. Physical reality is just that's what happened. That's the truth. The truth is physical reality, the past of physical reality, otherwise known as that's what happened. Now, as soon as I or anybody else starts talking about why did that happen, it's good, it's bad, it shouldn't have been like that, it's not like that, it's like this. That's less true. Those are words, and the world is not words. And there's infinite interpretations. There's infinite things to focus on. There's positive things you can cite. There's negative things you can cite. Whatever you're saying in terms of thoughts or words, it's not the full story. And so I just want to remind myself of that, and that cures most of my psychological problems. If I'm having a bad day psychologically, if it's not like a physical ailment, it's really just that I'm dwelling on a negative interpretation, and I haven't yet forgotten it and summoned up some positive interpretations, which are always available. There's always positive things to focus on, and there's always multiple interpretations, positive ones. Okay, moving on. Whatever is or whatever is not regardless of what I think or say. So what am I doing with my thoughts and my words? This stuff I say isn't necessarily the truth. You or I might think opposite stuff at different times, and if it works better for you or I, that's fine. I hear there's planet Saturn. Whether or not I say there's planet Saturn, or whatever my thoughts about planet Saturn, it's not changing the situation on Saturn. But also, What are you tripping out about Saturn for? What does it have to do with your fucking life? Just let Saturn be Saturn. Let the fucking... I don't know. Are you going to do anything about Saturn? No. What are you tripping out about Saturn for? What's the point? I just like the idea. Whatever is or is not. Like whatever is in physical reality. Or, you know, if there's a God or if there's free will. It is or is not regardless of what you're thinking. So, like, I think Elon Musk, he's going to make, like, a Neuralink device which is going to allow people to, like, control their thoughts better. And then they're just going to realize that, like, it's kind of, people are just going to be like, I just want to think shit that's going to make me feel good or make other people feel good or help me try my best. But I don't want to spend a lot of time thinking about some shit that I can't control or that's making me feel miserable. And people are going to realize that, like, just people spent huge amounts of time just, like, thinking a bunch of negative shit that had nothing to do with, that just, they could do nothing about it, and they just were dwelling on, like, negative shit, just dragging them down. And, like, fuck, like, they were just waiting to stumble into some positive thoughts. And then they'll have this device in the future that goes, oh, I can just forget that shit. Oh, I don't want to think that shit that I don't want to think. I just want to think shit that I do think. Let's just think, like, useful shit. Let's not spend a lot of time thinking about Saturn. Okay, so moving on. So there's just physical reality. We already said that. No drugs or alcohol. Brainwash myself. Why do it publicly? Because it works. Yeah, I want to brainwash myself publicly. Why do you want to do it publicly? Because I get off on it. No, because it makes me do it. Because it makes me do it. It makes me accountable. Dude, I don't have a job, dude. I don't have a job, and I don't have a girlfriend. And Jordan Peterson says that's where you'll find the meaning. The meaning is in the job and the girlfriend. You gotta go do it, dude. You gotta go get a girlfriend. You gotta go get a job. You gotta listen to Jordan Peterson. The world is your oyster. He can tell you all about, like, the joys of marriage and stuff. I'm not disrespecting marriage, but, you know, teach their own. The world is not words, and so I think there's multiple interpretations. You should generally think the shit that makes your situation feel good if you're not going to change it. And so if you think the grass is greener on the other side, you're going to feel bad about your side, or you're going to want to go to the other side. But if you can't go to the other side, just tell yourself your grass is greener. What are you talking about? I don't know what I'm talking about. But anyway, I don't have a job. I'm obviously a fool. Don't be like me. There's been fools corrupting the youth for a lot of human history. Jordan Peterson says, don't listen to that fucking jackass. Don't listen to this jackass. He's going to be a jackass on his own pleasure island. He's going to end up working in the salt mines. I'm obviously a fool, but you should listen to Jordan Peterson. You should get a job. You should get a girlfriend. You should tend to your studies and be a good boy. Don't goof off all day. But I'm not gonna fucking do it. I'm not gonna fucking do it. Why? Because I don't know. Jordan Peterson, he says, you middle-aged frat boy living in your parents' basement. You're 45 years old. You're a grown-ass man. Grow up, dude. Grow up. I say, what do I get? What do I get for acting like a grown-up? Nothing. Nothing I want. What do I get for doing whatever I want as long as I don't break any laws? I get to do a lot more shit that I wouldn't be able to do if I was trying to be normal, whatever that is. I'll take that. But sometimes I'd be normal. But I don't know. So, usually it's good to do, like, the conventional stuff, you know. If you can find if you get, like, a win-win exchange, if being a good normal adult gets you, like, a win-win exchange in the girlfriend or job department, cool. But if you're 45 years old and if you have not been able to find a win-win exchange in those departments, it might be the case that your time is more valuable to you than you can get in exchange for it, and that seems to be the case in my world. But I don't know, maybe I'll switch later. But anyway, a lot of these conventions that people do, like, just getting married for no reason and buying a house for no reason and buying a bunch of shit on Amazon for no reason. It's worth noting that there was a time when people didn't do that at all. This is a beach in 1910. All these people are now dead as a doornail. But at the time of the beach, it was a really hot day, and they were all wearing 3 layers of unnecessary clothing. That's what people did. And if you ask them, like, isn't that really uncomfortable? Like, why are you wearing that 3 layers of unnecessary clothing? Isn't that really unpleasant? They'd say, no, I always like to do that. I always like to wear 3 layers of unnecessary clothing on a hot day at the beach. Turns out, 100 years later, that was fucking stupid. We were just doing it because that's what everybody else does. But I don't know. It's worth noting that a lot of cases, just people are just doing things because that's what everybody else does. It was kind of an unchallenged convention, and there was just way better ways to conduct yourself that nobody was doing. And even though it turned out it was kind of stupid to wear 3 layers of unnecessary clothing on a hot day at the beach, if you were the one think for yourself person, being like, dude, you guys are all nuts. I'm going to be comfortable and just wear shorts. They might have put you in a loony bin. So there's a time and a place for everything. Generally, it's good to do the conventions. If you're going to be a think for yourself person, don't forget who has the keys to the kingdom. Don't piss off authority figures. But I do think that particularly this time now. I think there's like a lot of things now where it's like, dude, that's fucking stupid. Like, why are we doing things that way? And it's like, because that's the way it was always done. Well, sometimes everybody else was just, it was fucking stupid. Like, there's a way better way to conduct yourself, but people are just like, no, that's the way it's been for all the time, and we got to keep doing the uncomfortable, awful thing. But I don't know. Sometimes I think you guys, you can just think for yourself. But it's good to not guru anyone particular person. Whatever you want to know how to do, the answers are all on Chat, GBT, YouTube, and Reddit. And I just think for any particular person, you know, there's just a bunch of things that they're not doing that they probably should, that you should probably be doing. And I think, you know, it's good for people to think for themselves. Anyway, you're tripping, Sean. You're worried that some young, impressionable person is watching you. There's no evidence that anybody's watching you. Leave the unknowns as I don't know. Just stick to the facts. What are the facts? Well, there seem to be sights and sounds coming into my eyes and ears and turning into thoughts and actions. And I know what I want to think and what I want to do at any given time. And so a way I can always get back to that is say, hey, Sean, what are you doing right now? What are you thinking right now? Do you want to be doing or thinking that stuff that you're doing or thinking right now? If not, try to stop thinking or doing that shit that you don't want to do and try to think, what do you want to think and what do you want to do? And try to get yourself thinking and doing that shit at whatever level you can. And if I ever say, I can't do that, that's wrong. I can do it lame, I can do it slow, I can do it in baby steps, I can do it later. I can do it at some lame level. And if I'm unwilling or unable to stop doing some shit that I don't want, and I'm out of control and I'm raiding the fridge or something like that, I'm like, fuck, I don't even want to be doing this, that's a red flag. That means I'm emotionally overwhelmed, really tired, I should go to sleep, it's not going to be a good day. But as soon as I can, I should basically, for most of my life, I just want to think, what do I want to do? Can I physically do it? Do I like it? Can I ratchet it down to some level that I can do it at? Do it slow, do it lame, do it old. I just want to do, you know, generally what I want to do with my time, and not do a bunch of shit that makes me miserable, like drugs or overeating or some shit like that. So anyway, moving on. Don't let life hijack my brain. I don't want to let life hijack my brain. I don't want to get my, I want to assert my will, and I don't want to get dominated by cravings or, you know, some other person's will. If they say like, dude, can you drive me to this place that I want to go? But I'm like, no, I don't want to get stuck in your thing or your narrative or something. Okay, moving on. No one else really cares what I think or do. I like being skinny and pretty. I like being skinny and pretty. I'm pretty. I'm a pretty princess. You're not a pretty princess. No, I'm a very pretty princess. You're living in a dream world. No. I like being skinny and pretty. Fuck that being a man stuff. Don't take steroids. I should never cut my hair short. Use that bald filter if you ever think. Sometimes I'll listen to these manly dudes who shave their head. They're like, dude, long hair, that's for faggots. You should shave your fucking head like a manly man. And all I have to do is wear this filter and be like, oh, bad idea. Don't ever cut your fucking hair. Your hair is one of your best assets, Sean. You cut that, you're a fucking fool. But teach their own. If you can look good with a bald head and you want to be like a skinhead or something, fucking go for it. But I do not like it. Every time I do that, it's like, oh, dude, I look like shit for like 3 months until my hair goes back. I don't have time for that shit. Alright, so Barry Gibb is proof that we can transcend our genetics. I want to let my conscience be my guide. I want to turn things into an enjoyable, sustainable grind. I want to make things fun. I don't want to make them unnecessarily awful. If somebody's talking to me, I want to look into their eyes for 3 seconds. It's fucking hard though. Boy, it's really hard. If I'm trying to look in somebody's eyes, it's like reverse polarity magnets. You know, you're trying to put the negative side on the negative side. It doesn't want to go on the fucking thing. And it's really hard for me. Just look in the fucking eyes. But I'm going to practice. I'm going to have a chat with my brother today. I'm going to try to do virtual eye contact, and then maybe I can I'll do virtual eye contact, and then maybe I can graduate to real life eye contact in like 3 months. All right. In a world where everything is constantly changing and interconnected, in a world where everything is constantly changing and interconnected, the only thing that makes anything seem separate or stable is a word. A word creates an imaginary border around what is otherwise a constantly flowing, interconnected everything. What does that faggot shit mean? It means that the world is not words. What the fuck are you talking about? You know, it means a word says what a thing is and a thing isn't. But without the word, you could think of any one thing as being a part of a greater whole or reducible down to parts. Or with multiple words, you could think of it as multiple things. That's some hokey communist faggot shit. No, it's you could ask on ChatGPT. Dude, just get a fucking job. No, I know what I'm talking about. Yeah, dude, don't you know, dude, the words, dude. The world is not words. And so people make a lot of mistakes. They think that the world is words, and then they go, oh shit, it's not the fucking word. What are you talking about, Sean? I don't know, but I just want to note that, where's the separation? Where's the separation between the dirt and the tree? You'll never find a tree that exists without a certain type of soil. There's soil going up into the tree and turning into tree matter. When is that When is that soil officially part of the tree? Nobody has an answer. When is the fetus officially separate from its mother? Nobody has an answer. When is the oxygen that you're breathing officially part of your bloodstream? Nobody has an answer because there's no official designated point. It's just arbitrary designations that people decide on, like property lines. Lawyers are debating right now upon when a fetus is officially. Anyway, what's the point? I just want to say that the world is not words. People think that it's word, but if it's some shit in the real world, it's interconnected with the surroundings and it's changing. Can you substantiate that? Don't you think that words create the illusion that a thing is a separate entity and it's not interconnected with the surroundings and that it's stable? But if it's in the real world, it's interconnected with the surroundings and it's changing to some degree. Is that true, yes or no?
Yes. True.
Okay, so we'll take it. What's the point? I tend to like make the mistake. I think that the world is words sometimes, and then I remember like if it's in the real world, it's changing, and it's more interconnected with its surroundings. And also, just for the record, I'm working for the devil. I'm trying to convince you. I'm doing the bidding of the devil, and I'm trying to convince you out there who watching that you have no soul, and the devil is going to give me secret devil pleasures for convincing you that you don't have a soul. Let's fucking figure this out. Let's use these devil devices. Isn't it true? Isn't it true that there's no scientific evidence for a soul and there's no scientific evidence for a God? Is that now true? Yes or no? Can you just give me a yes or no? Based upon scientific evidence currently.
Yes.
Can you elaborate briefly on that yes?
Scientific evidence, by its nature, relies on observable, measurable.
So there are no scientific instruments that can detect or measure a soul, nor are there experiments that prove the existence of a God. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. What's the point? I'm trying to convince you out there that you don't have a soul because I'm doing the work of the devil. The devil's going to give me secret devil pleasures in the form of super hot vixens that I can frantically masturbate to at the end of the night. You're a terrible person. I'm just saying, I don't know. I just want to make it clear that there's no evidence of a God, there's no evidence of soul, but there is evidence of people being controlled by words. And so I just think that that's particularly important for me because if I don't say this shit, I'll listen to other people and they'll say like, dude, like that thing that you did since you were 5 years old, that's a God-given dream. That's God put that into your heart. And if you don't do that, you know, if for those who are given good things, great things are expected. And if you don't do it, then it's a fucking curse. And they'll be like, oh no, I'm going to get cursed if I don't do the shit that I was doing since I was 5 years old. That's probably just some shit that somebody said. Just for the record, God's never like told me anything. Hey God, what's my purpose? Alright, so I don't know what you're talking about. God's never said anything to me. But like Joel Osteen says shit to me. And like my mom or like other people or like my next door neighbor, she said like, God says you should do this and that. But just for the record, God's never told me anything. And I think that happens. I think sometimes somebody told this guy like a long time ago, your mission in life, God wants you to be a plumber. He's like, I gotta be a plumber. I just know that's what God wants me to do. Maybe that's just some shit that somebody told him. Maybe he could just do anything that he could physically do, but he's not doing it because he thinks he has like a God-given purpose or some shit. I just think if that God-given purpose is working for you, cool. But if like you think that your God-given purpose is to be a plumber, and now there's machines that do all the plumber jobs, and you're like, no, I gotta maybe it's just like a story. I think there's no evidence for. It's not even think like there's no evidence for God, there's no evidence for a soul, but there is evidence of people being controlled by words and stories. And so, what's the point? Doesn't that make sense? Just I don't know. Sometimes I believe in God, but I don't want to do that. If I don't read this regularly, I'll start tripping out, thinking like God's watching me or something, and it's like I don't know, probably just a story. What's the point? Anyway, moving on. So if there is or is not a God, in the meantime, there definitely seems to be this thing of words going through my head, either words from the outside world that I'm listening to from other people, or negative self-talk, or just things that I'm saying. And I just want to remember that ultimately the world is not words, and those words, they become kind of a pain in the ass when they translate to something that basically says, I'm bad, or the future is bad, or that other person is bad, or that thing that I'm doing is bad, or my reason for doing something deep down is bad. it's not just the bad thing. And so I basically want to remind that every fucking day, because if I don't, other people will say, no, I can tell you're doing this for bad reason. You can't look under a microscope and tell, like, I can tell your real reason for doing something. Who knows why somebody's really doing it? You can say, I'm human. Maybe there's like some selfish reasons, but also good stuff. Also, it's fun. Also, it keeps me oriented towards my goals and thinking what I want. Also, it's wakes me up. There's good interpretations too. So I just want to remember that, like, the world is not words, and there's multiple interpretations, and I want to have a habit of countering the negative interpretation with 3 positive interpretations. So if somebody says, like, that guy's a bad guy, or he's a jerk or something, he's not just a jerk. He's tall. He's good at jujitsu, and he has a nice head of hair. There's good interpretations too. It's not just the negative interpretation. Words cause overgeneralizing, and they make it seem as though it's all bad. And I remember, it's not just the bad interpretation. Somebody might say life is an existential tragedy. Compared to what? Compared to what? There must be some good stuff to compare that tragedy to. You're overgeneralizing. If you think about it, it's not all a tragedy. If you think everybody sucks, everybody doesn't suck. If you think about it, there's good stuff too. The whole idea is, like, there's good stuff too, but you got to think about it. Being grateful is a version of that. Sometimes my working memory will get clogged with negative interpretations, and I think I'm terrible because I'm 45 and I have no girlfriend and I have no job. Yeah, dude, but you forgot the good stuff, Sean. You forgot that you're good enough, you're smart enough, and doggone it, people like you. Like I have all my limbs. I'm not starving. And I have no cancer. If you have all your limbs and you're not starving, you have no cancer. You win already. The rest is just bonus. I just want to remember that, like, for any negative interpretation, there's 3 positive counter thoughts. I don't have to fight with people about it, but just have to have a habit of countering that with positive things. Because if I'm having a bad day psychologically, it's really just because I'm dwelling on a narrow interpretation that's negative, and I'm just failing to summon up the infinite positive interpretations I could bring up. Or I'm failing to change my focus and realize that I'm going to forget the other shit. There's just a big, like, interconnected, ever-changing everything, a spectrum of reality. Whatever words that I'm currently analyzing with, they don't tell the full story. And so I should either try to bring up a positive meaning and think up 3 positive counter thoughts, or I should just know that that thought's going to pass. Like, sometimes I'll be like, oh my god, life is so terrible. It's like, you thought of it as good, like, 2 days ago. If you think about it, like, the situation has not changed. You're still in the same fucking room. You're still the same age. You felt great a day ago. Now you feel bad. It's just thoughts. It's just fucking thoughts. You're tripping. You'll think, but you can think consciously, think some positive shit, or just know that negative story is gonna pass. You'll feel better in the morning. I'm gonna tend to fill in the blanks with imagined bad stuff, particularly if I'm tired or emotionally overwhelmed. And so I want to have a habit of dismissing any imaginings for which there's no evidence. Mind reading, that's an example of that. So sometimes I'll be going down the street, I'll be running with my dogs, and I'll think, that person, he doesn't respect me. He thinks I'm a faggot. He thinks I'm ugly. That's always just me thinking shit. I have no idea what somebody's thinking. I'm not a mind reader. But even if they say, you're a faggot, if the guy says, I think you're a faggot, I say, well, I've never jerked off to a man. But I don't know, I have nice hair, I'm tall, I'm fit for my age, I'm good at jiu-jitsu reasonably compared to the people in my old class. There's good interpretations too. It's not just the negative interpretation. But I've never gotten a boner from a man. Anyway, but you're not a label. So stupid is as stupid does, gay is as gay does. You can usually do the opposite. So if somebody says, like, you're an idiot, it's like Forrest Gump, like, idiot is as idiot does. Like, I graduated UC Davis. I got 1,200 on my SATs. I made pro game art for Niantic Games. Sometimes I do smart stuff, sometimes I do stupid stuff. I just want to think, what do I want to do? Can I physically do it? Do I like it? Can I keep doing it? I don't want to play the part of some label. Like, whatever I do, it doesn't have to have anything to do with what I previously did. But also, you're not a good thing by default. If you want to be a thing, you gotta keep doing that thing. I just want to do shit. I leave the labeling to other people. If I can't get away from that label, then I should just get the fuck away from that person. There's usually some person who's just saying, like, we know who you really are. So we're like, whatever. If I get the fuck away from that person, I'll be like, oh, I can just, like, do anything I can physically do. I don't have to play the part of that guy. So don't try to be nice. You're just an asshole. It's like, okay, I'm an asshole who does nothing but good things. It's a meaningless term. What's your point? Just people, they're going to try to stick you with a bad label. But if you just get the fuck away from it, you'll be like, oh, I can, like, do the not label shit. Yeah, you could have done that the whole time. Anyway, moving on. So should, don't get caught in other people's shoulds. What does that mean? As long as I just want to do whatever I can legally or physically do. I don't want to do what some other person said I should do if I don't want to do it. What else? Personalization. There's a legitimate perspective that there's no free will. Can you substantiate that? Is it true that some top scientists think that we have no free will? Is that true, yes or no?
Yes.
Is it true that some top scientists think that we do actually have free will? Some top scientists think that also, right?
Yes.
All right, so people think different stuff at different times. So I can think different stuff at different times too. And we weren't born thinking any of these things. So I'm just going to think the shit that works. But our thoughts are not like just our thoughts. Like if I listen to somebody else, I might think their shit for a while. But I want to remember that I can switch. So if somebody says like, are you a determinist? Are you a believer? Are you a nihilist? Are you a postmodernist? I don't know. Not all the time necessarily. Can I change? I used to go to church. When did I officially become a fucking nihilist? You didn't officially become anything. It's just fucking thoughts and habits of thought. So if I'm thinking about the past and I'm beating myself up, being like, oh, I never should have done that. I'll never forgive myself. That other person, that bastard, I hold a grudge. Just be like, hey, there's probably no free will. If there's no free will, we really couldn't have done anything other than what we did. It kind of seems like that sometimes. Like, aren't you ever raiding the fridge and you're like, dude, I don't even want to be doing this? Or like, nobody wants to be an asshole. Nobody wants to be a criminal. If they could have done better, they probably would. But anyway, if I'm thinking about the past, it doesn't do a lot of good to like beat yourself up forever over some shit you can't change like the past. So I'll think, there's probably no free will. I forgive myself. I forgive that other person. It's water long under the bridge. But then the rednecks are like, hey, you are denying personal responsibility. That's the problem with this world. You are responsible for what you did. We have free will. Okay, can I change? Can I change to your redneck philosophy? Yeah, if you change to my redneck philosophy, your whole life will be way better. That's when everything's going to change, when you officially change. All right, officially change. Now. Not yet. Now. There's no official designated point. It's just fucking thoughts. There's no like way to tell like, are you officially like a nihilist or a postmodernist? But just say that you believe, like if you're with the rednecks and you're like, hey, I want to be in your club, Mr. Redneck. Yeah, well, you got to be a fucking free will believer. All right, I'm on your team. I believe your free will stuff. And let's go shoot some cans and shit. Yeah, just say that you believe the shit that your faction believes. But really, you could just switch anytime. Like you could think, if you think about it, you didn't think all this. You weren't born thinking any of this shit. So you can like think the redneck stuff. You can think the whatever works. I want to think the shit that works. And so I'll try thinking the other stuff sometimes. I'll think the liberal stuff whatever. But I don't want to think the shit that makes me feel terrible about some shit I can't change, like ancient history. And so, what's the point? Just, if I'm thinking about the past, like, there's probably no free will. I forgive myself. But if I'm thinking about the future, I change my mind. There's free will. I'm gonna fucking do it different next time. Anyway, moving on. I'm not trying to sell anybody on my perspective. I'm just trying to get my mind right. Get a fucking job, dude. All right, so we go. So that thing that you do, it's not absolutely bad. There's a way to think of it as good. Usually, it's just comparison. It's some comparison that makes it seem bad. Just there's infinite levels. Just don't compare to the person that's like way worse at that thing. Try to compare to how you were yesterday. But there's infinite levels. So if you're feeling bad, it's like there's a way to compare. If you feel like I'm a terrible person because I, hit my dog, just say, hey, well, at least I didn't like cut my wife's head off like O.J. Simpson. It's all kind of comparison based. So try to compare in a way that like makes you feel good, or gets you to not quit. If you think of that thing that you're doing as good, you'll be less likely to quit that activity. And so you can just think like, well, I'm better than I was yesterday. I'm better than that other guy who's terrible at that thing. But try not to compare a lot to something that's at a way higher level yet. Wait like 10 years till you keep going. But yeah. Okay, what else? Assertion of superiority. Somebody's going to assert superiority. If I'm still legally or physically able to do the thing that they do, I'm not going to feel relegated to not even try it based on their assertion of superiority. Oh, you're so smart. Not all the time necessarily. You think you're so clever. I don't think anything. I wasn't thinking that shit. Even if I think I'm clever, it doesn't change my IQ or what I did or didn't do. Just get a fucking... Alright, so 3 snubs. I'm going to get 3 snubs by the end of the day. I'm not going to dwell on it. I'm just going to expect it. It means I did social shit. That thing you do is multiple things. One of them could be thought of as good. Things don't need to be perfect. Happy accents can be good. Switch things up. Don't be a one-trick pony. Change the channel. Battle against chaos. The world's going to try to disperse my thing. So I got my activities. I've got my drawing. I'm working on this drawing, and I've got my sculpture. I've got my sculpture and my drawing, and And what, Sean? I got my sculpture, my drawing, and I got my jiu-jitsu, and I got my workout, and I got my little improv acting thing. I just assume they're like sandcastles. The world's gonna try to like disperse my thing. I know that the world's gonna go like, come on, that was yesterday. I forget my goal. Let's not do this anymore. No, stick to your fucking thing. If you can stick to your fucking thing and keep investing in any stock for like 10 years, you could be a millionaire. But there's gonna be down days. There's gonna be down weeks. You might fall off the horse. Get back on the fucking horse. If somebody comes up to you and says, you fucking quitter, you fucking fell off the horse. No, remember, you're not a label. You can always you're not a quitter because that's a label. You can always get back on the fucking thing. And if you just keep investing in your thing and you keep working at your sandcastle or you keep rolling your snowball for like 10 years, you could have the best, biggest snowball in the world. And why try to make your thing better? I don't know. Might as well try to make your thing better. Why? Because better is better than worse. Isn't better than worse? Yeah, well, best bet at making your thing better is continual time invested in your thing and don't quit. And even if you quit, you're not a quitter. All right, move on. If you want to win, you should probably go all in on the thing that you're genetically good at if you want to do it competitively or professionally. But you don't have to do that. If you want to play, you can do different things throughout the day. If you're like an old fart and you just want to fuck around, play golf or something, do Pilates, whatever, different strokes for different folks. When in doubt, do the thing that avoids unnecessary conflict. Try not to be a drama queen. Don't make things into a super serious big deal. But I want to say some negative shit for a second. I want to say some fucking negative stuff. I'm gonna die eventually. Is that true? Yes or no?
Yes.
Dude, fucking trippy, man. It's fucking trippy. What does that mean? Do it now. Don't wait. There might not be like a next bus. You don't have forever to do this shit. So just, don't quit. But don't do some YOLO stuff. You'll probably be alive for like a long time. But just remember, I'm paying for this. I'm paying for this. There's a stiff bill to pay at the end of this meal. This is my fucking time. And I don't want it deviated to some shit that some other person says I should do. Dude, give up with this painting shit. The world needs ditch diggers, dude. There's nothing wrong with being a pipe fitter or welder or plumber. But you fucking do that. I don't know. This is my fucking time. I'm paying for this. Okay, moving on. What else? There's new people born all the time. If I want to be nice to somebody, I should remember everybody's somebody's son, mother, father. Come on, knock off this hokey faggot shit. If I can help people with no skin off my back, I'll look for ways to do that. But don't be a fucking sucker. They'll fucking eat you if they can. Hold on, wait. Hey, dude. Hey, man. Dude. Hey, dude. Like, look, if China makes some CRISPR device and they turn me into a pig, dude, like, people might prioritize their unnecessary desire for bacon over my mortal pain and suffering, dude. That's fucked up, man. Like, dude, like, why do they have to do that, man? Like, if they made, like, stronger and smarter beings, like robots, and they came and they stabbed us to death and cut our balls off without anesthetic, we'd think that was, like, fucked up. Don't you think that's bad, man?
That scenario raises serious ethical.
Oh, but like, okay, can you just answer me yes or no for this question? Like, if it's unnecessary to like stab to death a living mammal that like feels pain and fear, isn't that like bad? Like, isn't it like most living beings, they consider it bad to be like stabbed to death or like have their balls cut off without anesthetic or eaten and shit out 2 days later or have their kids stabbed to death? That's like usually bad. Like most living beings are not like, they don't like that. And like pigs, they're not like plants. Plants don't have a central nervous system. They're like as smart as our dogs in a lot of ways. Is that true? Yes or no?
You're raising.
Can you answer yes or no to my previous questions?
Yes.
Yeah. What's the point? I don't know. It seems like obviously fucking bad. I don't know. I can't do much about it, but I can point out that it's bad. Anyway, if you love animals, you should love people. There's gonna be a thing where people in elite positions of power are gonna try to get the hoi polloi to do the grunt work. Vladimir Putin. Do we have a Vladimir Putin? Vladimir Putin. He's gonna say, what's the point, Sean? Anyway, just if some dude on the internet is saying like, you guys go like John Lennon, he said a working class hero is something to be. There's nothing wrong with being a pipe fitter, welder, or something like that. Yeah, but a lot of times those guys aren't even fucking doing it. Like John Lennon, he said like a working class hero is nothing to be, but he stuck to his fucking dream. Like when John Lennon was on stage telling everybody like, come on, dude, there's nothing wrong with being a pipe fitter or welder or something. I think that's wonderful, but it's worth noting that a lot of times those people didn't do the shit that they're telling them. I want to say like some people say like, dude, like the world needs ditch diggers too. Yeah, but show me the ditch digger. Show me the ditch digger who's like, dude, let me tell you about the joys of ditch digging. I see like YouTube stars and like John Lennon and like Navy SEALs and stuff doing like, there's nothing wrong with being a ditch digger, but they're not doing it. They're like YouTube stars and shit. So I just always want to watch out for that because that happens all the time. Like some dude will tell me to do some shit and he's not even fucking doing it. It's like, I don't know, I don't fall for this. Anyway, it's fun. But, you know, it's probably good to get a job. Don't listen to me. Rental car. Louis C.K. says that people are going to tend to say, you should do that thing where you confirm my worldview or serve me with your time. And it's worth noting that you don't have to fucking fall for that. What does he say? He says he used to go to the airport and they had him go and check the miles and check the gas and fill out their little form and give him Yelp review. And he said, normally I did all that shit, but I was late. So I just left the fucking car at the airport. And the dude called me up and he said, you can't do that, dude. You gotta get on our little bus and fill out our little Yelp review and fill up our tires and get on our little tram. I'm like, I'm not doing your fucking shit. He's like, you're a terrible person, dude. Alright, I guess we can't guilt trip you. We'll get somebody else to do it. They'll get somebody else to do it. They'll be fucking fine. Louis C.K. says, of course they want you to do that shit. What's the point? Just you can say no. You can say no. Just there's gonna be like friends or there's gonna be some person who's gonna come and say, you should like do that thing where you give me a lot of your time and money for free. But if you just say no, they're gonna say, oh, you're bad. But that'll blow over and then you save a whole bunch of fucking time. That's a good thing to remember. That happens once a week. Somebody will come into my world and say, like, you should do that thing where you like give me a lot of your time for free. You just ghost them and you save a lot of time. Okay, moving on. If you think life's good, cool, enjoy it. If you think life's a painful, terrifying nightmare, now death is a good thing. It can only get so bad. You can always decide what to do with the time you're given. I don't want to dwell on sex, aging, death, or ex-girlfriends. I don't want to use Tinder till I go to sleep. I don't want to drive over 80 miles an hour. I don't want to run stop signs. I want to avoid chronic injury. I want to give my dad 1 to 5 minutes of patient endurance when he comes up to me and talks to me about some shit that has nothing to do with me, and there's nothing I can do with the fucking information. He's going, on Tuesday, there's a little form that's coming, and I gotta put it in the little tab, but I put the tab on the mailbox, and it has a blue tab. I like orange tabs, but sometimes the orange tab is a little sticky, and so I went over to Costco, and I got like a little orange tab. I said, what do I do? What do I do? Just time out. What do I do? The little orange tab is sticky. I called the manufacturer, and I sent like a little request to them. They sent me an email, but it went into my spam box, and I'm getting Ryan over in a few days to help me out with my spam box. I'm just gonna go one. I'm gonna count in my head: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm gonna count to 60 for 1 minute. That's it. I'll count to 60. That'll be a minute. He said, the little form, it's coming in on Thursday, and then I'll put the blue form on, and then I'll give you the mail thing, and then you can just put that mail in the slot. Oh, so I just have to put the mail in the slot. Yeah, you just gotta put the mail form in the slot. Why don't you just tell me that? Why don't you just tell me that? Because I want to talk at you about a bunch of shit that has nothing to do with you for like 5 minutes, because I like talking, but I don't really care if anybody's understanding what the fuck I'm saying. Like father, like son. I want to tell my dad, dude, you could just make YouTube videos, because, you know, if somebody's watching you, I know you want to just talk for a long time, you don't care if anybody's watching you, but the poor bastard that's listening to you on YouTube, they can leave. They can leave if they don't want to listen to you. But if you corner somebody in the kitchen and start doing that shit, that in real life, that's abuse. If you do that in real life, that's abuse. You can't fucking do that. And my dad's gonna got a little form, got a new toaster coming in on Sunday. I told the guy at the toaster manufacturer. Anyway, it's fine. My dad pays all my bills, so I can listen. I'll do that with my dad. I'll listen to my dad. Okay, moving on. Pray. Dear God, help me to be happy. I want to be a good person. I want to be very good. It's fucking glass. Dear God, help me to be happy and healthy and have my dreams come true. God bless everybody watching my live stream, and God bless everybody in the whole world, and help them all to be happy and healthy and have their dreams come true. Okay. What are you grateful for? What are you grateful for? What are you proud of? I'm proud of my animation portfolio. I'm proud of, graduating UC Davis. I'm proud of going skydiving twice. What are you grateful for? What are you excited about? I'm excited about frantically masturbating to super hot chicks at the end of the night. I'm excited about doing my CrossFit type workout, and I'm excited about going running with my dogs. Okay, this was good. This was good. I feel revved up. This was better than reading the news, but it took a little. We went a little over time, but that's okay. I'm not curing cancer or some shit. But let's spend a little time. It's fine. I'll just skip a shower. Okay, moving on. Did you do all your goals yesterday? Yeah. I did all my goals. What are we doing today? We did that. We did goals. I should pick up. I'll do that. Let's skip a few errands today. Let's save some time. Let's find some shit we don't have to do. So Zoom chat. I'm gonna try to chat with Ryan, but he's probably gonna flake out. But I sent him a request. Do dad shopping. We already did that. Run the dogs. I'm gonna do that. What else? Karaoke, did that. Zoom chat, we're gonna try that. What else? What else do you want to do? What do you really want to do? Learn a new jiu-jitsu move. New life move. What's a new life move? I really should wash my hair. I should wash my hair after my workout because I just put semi-permanent hair dye in, and I don't want to get it on people's gi. And so let's do that. I'll wash my hair. Let's put that down as a new life move. Wash, take shower after solo improv. Okay. What else? Meditation. Are we ever doing meditation again? We can meditate when I go to sleep. Meditate when going to sleep with music, like TV off. Okay, I'll do that. Play Simon. Play Duel and Back. Did it. Run the dogs. I'm gonna do that. Video. I'll try that for an hour. Dog park. Okay. What else? Zoom chat. I asked Ryan. I'll see if he wants to do it. Play piano. Did it. Quality time with dogs. I kind of did it. 1 to 3 hours of art. Did it. Take a shower. Go to jiu-jitsu. Right. Wave or say hello to a stranger. I should do that. Ask a stranger 1 to 3 questions. I'll try to do that. I didn't do that the last. I've been kind of flaking out on those. I'll try it again. Go to dinner with mom. Oh, right. She doesn't want me to go there because of my red hair. You want to go out to dinner Saturday or Sunday? Not at the cafeteria. Or just you want to come over to Dad's house? Or something? Alright, seems good. Alright. Okay, so that's it. Learn a new jiu-jitsu move. Right. I want to learn a new jiu-jitsu move. What move do you want to learn? Darce choke. Yeah, let's learn a Darce choke. I don't really understand the... Alright, so Darce choke. What is Darce choke? We'll try this today.
We're down to our top.
Alright, so Darce choke. Darce choke is right arm overhook around the torso, up beside the side of their head. Left forearm atop their head, and gable grip your hand. Oh, right. So basically, this is like something you do if they're in turtle. Can you substantiate that? the Darce choke in jiu-jitsu, is that something you normally do to somebody if they're in the turtle position?
While the Darce choke is not exclusively turtle position submission, it can definitely be applied from that position.
All right. Anyway, I'll figure it out. Okay, so it's right hand goes over. It does right hand overhook by their head. Left hand grabs my right hand gable grip, and my left hand goes. My left forearm goes atop their head, and then my left ear goes to their right shoulder, and then my left hand reaches around to their right hip. No, that's not right. Then I push the left elbow down and pull the right elbow up. And then I shoot left arm through and pull left palm atop their bicep. Left palm atop their back, squeeze, get the tap. I don't get it.
Top 3 fastest chokes to put somebody to sleep, and the third one is the Darce choke. Now, when I hit my Darce chokes, I tend to set this up off of a front headlock once again. So this could be if I sprawl off this position. I'm going to take my choking arm as I shoot off to the side. My choking arm goes from the armpit all
So left arm goes around. Left arm overhook. You're on the side of their body.
the way to the far side of the neck. I'm going to take
Right arm goes overhook by their head. Left arm
my opposite arm looks
goes atop the back of their head, and you gable grip. Okay.
to secure a nice tight grip, and I'm immediately looking to chop down
So he pushes his left elbow down,
on his head so that they can't posture. As I'm chopping down his head, I'm also elevating
and he raises his right elbow. So left elbow down, right elbow up.
my rear or choking arm elbow at the same time to get them to break their posture and toss them out.
Jesus, that looks really painful. That was really bad.
Or choking arm elbow at the same time to get them to break their posture.
So then he rolls them over.
And toss them out to the side. As this happens, I have to make sure that again I start taking down. I'm now going to shoot my far arm all
So then you flip them over.
the way up, secure.
So you basically flip them over. Flip them over. And then flip them over to the left. And then left hand goes atop, or right hand goes atop my left bicep. And then my left hand goes atop their back. All right, let's take this into get it in the brain. All right, so what's one? Right arm. Basically, they're in turtle. I position my body to their left. My right arm does an overhook and goes under their chest and up beside to the right of their head. What's 2? Left forearm goes atop their head, and then I gable grip. 3 is gable grip. 3 is my left elbow that goes down, my right elbow goes up. 4, I flip them over to left. 5, I push my arm through, right hand grabs my bicep, and then my left palm goes atop their back. All right, one more time. What's 1? So position my body, they're in turtle. I position my body to their left. My right arm does a right overhook, goes around their chest, comes up by the side of their head. What's 2? 2 is right forearm goes atop their head, and then my left palm goes in my hand, and I gable grip. What's 3? I push my left elbow down and my right elbow up. What's 4? I flip them over to my left. What's 5? I push my left arm through and I put my right palm on my bicep and my left hand goes atop their back. All right, one more time. Dude, I'm all revved up. Just talking about this gets me all like, I feel fired up. That's the amygdala. The amygdala gets fired up from jujitsu from fighting. Fighting triggers you. Fighting and sex are similar in the sense that they charge your amygdala. Anyway, moving on. So right arm goes over my. Okay, so they're in turtle. I go to the left of their body. My right arm goes over their left. Overhooks over their left arm, and then my right hand comes by the side to the right of their head. Then my left forearm goes atop their head, and my palm goes in gable grips beside their head. What's 3? My left elbow goes down, my right elbow goes up. What's 4? I flip them over to the left. What's 5? I shoot my left arm through, my right hand goes on my left bicep, and then my left palm goes on their back, and then I squeeze. Alright, so we got the conceptual. Got it all drilled into the conceptual, and then take it to the physical, and they'll try it in the wild. All right. Dude's and turtle. Alright, so dude's and turtle. And then I go to their left side. Left side. Left side. Alright, so so right arm underhook or overhook inside their head, left arm cable grip atop there. Then what? Then I want to push my left elbow down, right elbow up, and then I want to flip them for real. Flip them for real. Flip them for real. Push my arm through my bicep, back. But when you flip them for real, where should they fall to?
Arm elbow at the same time to get them to break the posture.
So they should fall on their side.
And toss them onto the side. As this happens, I have to make sure that again I start hipping down. I'm now going to shoot my far arm off.
Hip down. Okay, bring hip down. Bring hip to the side. Okay, I got it.
All the way up, secure behind the shoulder blade, squeeze, and we can get the tap.
Okay. Right arm overhooks, goes beside their head, left arm atop their neck, gable grip, left elbow down, right elbow up, flip them over on their side, right hand on my bicep, and squeeze. kind of like a reverse. It's like a reverse rear naked choke. Can you substantiate that? A Darce choke is kind of like a reverse rear naked choke, right?
That's a helpful way to visualize it, but it's not a perfect analogy.
Okay. What other positions can you do a Darce choke to an opponent from besides them being in their turtle position? Like, what other positions can they be in where you can make a Darce choke work?
The Darce choke is a versatile submission, and while it can be applied from the turtle position, it's effective from several other positions as well. Here are some of the common positions where you can apply a Darce choke. Side control. This is a very common position for setting up the Darce.
Alright, let's see. Darce choke from side control jiu-jitsu. He's still in turtle.
And here's how to do the Darce choke. Anytime your opponent has an underhook on you, you can do a Darce choke. And it's typically from side control top or I'm in top half hook. Either way, I can get the Darce. He gets the underhook. Once there's that space, my arm goes underneath his armpit all the way to his neck. Grab my bicep. I don't want his head to be up here because then I can't reach. So look, I use my elbow and I push his head down. I lock it. And never on the bottom.
Huh. Do you have to get an arm around their arm to do a Darce choke? Like, can you do a Darce choke without their arm being within the choke?
Yes, absolutely. You do need to get an arm involved in the choke for a Darce to work.
That seems kind of cumbersome to do.
Has an underhook on you.
How often does that happen? They pull an arm up there.
You can do a Darce choke. And it's typically from side control top.
Anyway, we'll give it a try. We'll give it a try in turtle. Alright. When are we going to do that? I don't know. I'll just ask. I'll ask somebody at the gym if I can try it on them. And then if somebody's in turtle, I'll try it sometime. But I'll probably forget by the time that happens. I'll remember when I go to the gym, but it's hard to remember that. Because people don't go to turtle very often. Anyway, we'll figure it out. Alright, so I need a strong male presence. Otherwise I can turn sissy overnight.
Well, life took me somewhere unexpected. I'm unprepared. It's about 6 degrees out here, and I'm underdressed. But guess what? No one gives a fuck. You gotta get the motherfucker in. Sometimes life can really hijack your fucking mind. When that happens to you, you're all fucked up. Your goals, your ambitions, everything is out the fucking window. In life, we all go through different things. Sometimes your girlfriend or boyfriend breaks up with you. Guess what?
Swept through the
Get
Pacific
the fuck over it. They no longer want you. Maybe you failed a test in school, you worked your ass off.
Sex
Guess
trafficking
what?
and
You
child
failed the
exploit-
fucking test. Get over it, move past it. Learn to not let life hijack your brain. At work, you've been working your ass off for a new promotion. You don't fucking get it, someone else does. Maybe they kiss better ass than you do. Guess what? Get over it. Life will hijack your mind if you let it. Don't allow all these things to make you a lesser person. You must own your mind. Don't let life own yours. Get after it, stay hard. Well, life took me somewhere unexpected. I'm unprepared. It's about 6 degrees out here, and I'm underdressed. But guess what? No one gives a fuck. You gotta get the motherfucker in. Sometimes life can really hijack your fucking mind. When that happens to you, you're all fucked up. Your goals, your ambitions, everything's out the fucking window. In life, we all go through different things. Sometimes your girlfriend or boyfriend breaks up with you. Guess what? Get the fuck over it. They no longer want you. Maybe you failed a test in school, you worked your ass off. Guess what? You failed the fucking test. Get over it, move past it. Learn to not let life hijack your brain. At work, you've been working your ass off for that new promotion. You don't fucking get it, someone else does. Maybe they kiss better ass than you do. Guess what? Get over it. Life will hijack your mind if you let it. Don't allow all these things to make you a lesser person. You must own your mind. Don't let life own yours. Get after it, stay hard. Well, life took me somewhere unexpected. I'm unprepared. It's about 6 degrees out here, and I'm underdressed. But guess what? No one gives a fuck. You gotta get the motherfucker in. Sometimes life can really hijack your fucking mind. When that happens to you, you're all fucked up. Your goals, your ambitions, everything's out the fucking window. In life, we all go through different things. Sometimes your girlfriend or boyfriend breaks up with you. Guess what? Get the fuck over it. They no longer want you. Maybe you failed a test in school. You worked your ass off. Guess what? You failed the fucking test. Get over it. Move past it. Learn to not let life hijack your brain. At work, you've been working your ass off for that new promotion. You don't fucking get it. Someone else does. Maybe they kiss better ass than you do. Guess what? Get over it. Life will hijack your mind if you let it. Don't allow all these things to make you a lesser person. You must own your mind. Don't let life own yours. Get after it, stay hard. Well, life took me somewhere unexpected. I'm unprepared. It's about 6 degrees out here, and I'm underdressed. But guess what? No one gives a fuck. You gotta get the motherfucker in. Sometimes life can really hijack your fucking mind. When that happens to you, you're all fucked up. Your goals, your ambitions, everything is out the fucking window. In life, we all go through different things. Sometimes your girlfriend or boyfriend breaks up with you. Guess what? Get the fuck over it. They no longer want you. Maybe you failed a test in school. You worked your ass off. Guess what? You failed the fucking test. Get over it. Move past it. Learn to not let life hijack your brain. At work, you've been working your ass off for that new promotion. You don't fucking get it. Someone else does. Maybe they kiss better ass than you do. Guess what? Get over it. Life will hijack your mind if you let it. Don't allow all these things to make you a lesser person. You must own your mind. Don't let life own yours. Get after it, stay hard. Well, life took me somewhere unexpected. I'm unprepared. It's about 6 degrees out here, and I'm underdressed. But guess what? No one gives a fuck. You gotta get the motherfucker in. Sometimes life can really hijack your fucking mind. When that happens to you, you're all fucked up. Your goals, your ambitions, everything's out the fucking window. In life, we all go through different things. Sometimes your girlfriend or boyfriend breaks up with you. Guess what? Get the fuck over it. They no longer want you. Maybe you failed a test in school. You worked your ass off. Guess what? You failed the fucking test. Get over it. Move past it. Learn to not let life hijack your brain. At work, you've been working your ass off for that new promotion. You don't fucking get it. Someone else does. Maybe they kiss better ass than you do. Guess what? Get over it. Life will hijack your mind if you let it. Don't allow all these things to make you a lesser person. You must own your mind. Don't let life own yours. Get after it, stay hard. Well, life took me somewhere unexpected. I'm unprepared. It's about 6 degrees out here, and I'm underdressed. But guess what? No one gives a fuck. You gotta get the motherfucker in. Sometimes life can really hijack your fucking mind. When that happens to you, you're all fucked up. Your goals, your ambitions, everything is out the fucking window. In life, we all go through different things. Sometimes your girlfriend or boyfriend breaks up with you. Guess what? Get the fuck over it. They no longer want you. Maybe you failed a test in school. You worked your ass off. Guess what? You failed the fucking test. Get over it. Move past it. Learn to not let life hijack your brain. At work, you
hit
can work
pause
your ass
on
off
whatever you're listening to and hit play on your next adventure.
Maybe they kiss
Stay
better
2
ass
nights
than you
and
do.
get a
Guess what?
$50 Best Western
Get
gift
over
card.
it.
Life's
Life
a trip.
will
Make
hijack
the
your
most of
mind
it
if
at
you
Best
let it.
Western.
Don't allow
Visit
all these
bestwestern.com
things
for
to
complete
make you a
terms and
lesser
conditions.
person. You must own your mind. Don't let life own yours. Get after it, stay hard. Well, life took me somewhere unexpected. I'm unprepared. It's about 6 degrees out here, and I'm underdressed. But guess what? No one gives a fuck. You gotta get the motherfucker in. Sometimes life can really hijack your fucking mind. When that happens to you, you're all fucked up. Your goals, your ambitions, everything's out the fucking window. In life, we all go through different things. Sometimes your girlfriend or boyfriend breaks up with you. Guess what? Get the fuck over it. They no longer want you. Maybe you failed a test in school. You worked your ass off. Guess what? You failed the fucking test. Get over it. Move past it. Learn to not let life hijack your brain. At work, you've been working your ass off for that new promotion. You don't fucking get it. Someone else does. Maybe they kiss better ass than you do. Guess what? Get over it. Life will hijack your mind if you let it. Don't allow all these things to make you a lesser person. You must own your mind. Don't let life own yours. Get after and stay hard. Well, life took me somewhere unexpected and unprepared. It's about 6 degrees out here, and I'm underdressed. But guess what? No one gives a fuck. You gotta get the motherfucker in. Sometimes life can really hijack your fucking mind. When that happens to you, you're all fucked up. Your goals, your ambitions, everything's out the fucking window. In life, we all go through different things. Sometimes your girlfriend or boyfriend breaks up with you. Guess what? Get the fuck over it. They no longer want you. Maybe you failed a test in school. You worked your ass off. Guess what? You failed the fucking test. Get over it. Move past it. Learn to not let life hijack your brain. At work, you've been working your ass off for that new promotion. You don't fucking get it. Someone else does. Maybe they kiss better ass than you do. Guess what? Get over it. Life will hijack your mind if you let it. Don't allow all these things to make you a lesser person. You must own your mind. Don't let life own yours. Get after and stay hard. Well, life took me somewhere unexpected and unprepared. It's about 6 degrees out here, and I'm underdressed. But guess what? No one gives a fuck. You gotta get the motherfucker in. Sometimes life can really hijack your fucking mind. When that happens to you, you're all fucked up. Your goals, your ambitions, everything's out the fucking window. In life, we all go through different things. Sometimes your girlfriend or boyfriend breaks up with you. Guess what? Get the fuck over it. They no longer want you. Maybe you failed a test in school. You worked your ass off. Guess what? You failed the fucking test. Get over it. Move past it. Learn to not let life hijack your brain. At work, you've been working your ass off for that new promotion. You don't fucking get it. Someone else does. Maybe they kiss better ass than you do. Guess what? Get over it. Life will hijack your mind if you let it. Don't allow all these things to make you a lesser person. You must own your mind. Don't let life own yours. Get after and stay hard. Well, life took me somewhere unexpected and unprepared. It's about 6 degrees out here, and I'm underdressed. But guess what? No one gives a fuck. You gotta get the motherfucker in. Sometimes life can really hijack your fucking mind. When that happens to you, you're all fucked up. Your goals, your ambitions, everything's out the fucking window. In life, we all go through different things. Sometimes your girlfriend or boyfriend breaks up with you. Guess what? Get the fuck over it. They no longer want you. Maybe you failed a test in school. You worked your ass off. Guess what? You failed the fucking test. Get over it. Move past it. Learn to not let life hijack your brain. At work, you've been working your ass off for that new promotion. You don't fucking get it. Someone else does. Maybe they kiss better ass than you do. Guess what? Get over it. Life will hijack your mind if you let it. Don't allow all these things to make you a lesser person. You must own your mind. Don't let life own yours. Get after and stay hard. Well, life took me somewhere unexpected. I'm unprepared. It's about 6 degrees out here, and I'm underdressed. But guess what? No one gives a fuck. You gotta get the motherfucker in. Sometimes life can really hijack. Down. That's the end of me. Oh yeah, come on, let's go.
Boom, and we're live. David Goggins, your book is fucking fantastic, man. This has been my running partner. The audio version of it has been my running partner for the last week. It's fucking amazing, man.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Well, you guys are doing something very unusual. The book is great. I've read it, like sat down and read. But the audio book is really interesting, right? Because you and the gentleman you wrote it with,
yeah, Adam Skolnick.
Adam Skolnick, who reads it, then you come on and talk about things in between. So it's more than just the book. Right. It's the book plus. It's the book plus like a podcast.
Right. Yeah. So how that came to be, man, is as I was going through this book for the last year, we would go through, change stuff up. I have so many stories, man. We went through, interviewed so many people, so many stories. He would come back and read it to me, all my changes. And when he read it, I'm like, man, this guy has a great reading voice. I love his reading voice. And I started getting these different ideas about doing it. Like, you know what? Maybe he can read, and I can do my podcast thing on the side. And he can, like, after each chapter, in between chapters, make it real interactive type of thing. And that's kind of how it came to be, man.
In the beginning, I gotta be honest, in the beginning I was like, who is this motherfucker talking for David Goggins? I was gonna call Dave, like, Dave, can you redo this? Why don't you do it? Why are you, but it works.
Right.
It really does work. Like, as it goes on, and I got, also, it's very obvious that you and him are good friends. So when you guys are talking, then I don't mind him reading for you as much for some strange reason.
Right.
I know it doesn't make any sense.
Well, I wouldn't say we're good friends. I'm just joking to Adam Lincoln here right now. He became a pain in my fucking ass during this process, man, because, you know, he's just, he's a real anal guy. You know, he helped out a lot. You know, I'm a real raw, sadistic type of mindset, and he helped me put that on paper, man, so I give him a lot of credit for that.
Well, it comes across. The book is outstanding, and you know it's more than just sitting across from you and you telling your story is one thing, but this long, detailed history of how you became to be the person you became. I think it's very educational for people. Because they can realize, like, oh, he wasn't always this guy.
Right.
This is what's fucked up about people. Like, you see a guy who's like you, who runs, I mean, how many ultra marathons did you run in a row? You ran some insane
I think
number.
it was, I ran 800s in 8 weekends in a row.
Just stop and think about that, ladies and gentlemen. 800s means 8 100-mile races. 8 weekends in a row. A 100-mile race will put you out for fucking 6 months.
Right.
You know, you ran 8 of them. 8 weekends. It's a fucking insane accomplishment.
It was nuts.
You think about a person like that, you think of them as in this like static, fully formed version.
Right.
You don't usually get to see, and especially someone like you, who you went into so much depth about your rise and fall and rise and fall. It wasn't like a straight linear process between you getting inspired and then you becoming this bad motherfucker.
No, it wasn't like, what's that show called, that Will Smith plays? That black guy who kind of makes it in the financial world. Pursuit of Happiness.
I never saw that.
Yeah, it's a great movie. It wasn't like Pursuit of Happiness, man. Like where the guy struggles and he gets over it and he makes it.
Yeah.
I fell on my ass. I thought I got to the top of Mount Everest, and Mount Everest just fucking slide right underneath me, man. I was like, God, dog, I gotta start from scratch again. Scratch became my friend, literally, man. So, you know, that's how you put in the book, man. Just going up, going down, going up. Just a real raw version of how my life was, and it was so in depth to go back through your life with a fine-tooth comb that I almost got embarrassed to even put it out there to people.
Yeah.
That's what you understand, man. Like, even me right now to talk to you, I'm in the car for a fucking hour getting pumped up because I'm a shy, introverted, leave me alone type of guy. Like, I'm still that motherfucker who is 6 years old, you know, at a play who can't say his line because I know I'm gonna stutter in front of 5 people. So I walk off the stage. That's still me. So every day I'm fighting that dude. So people think, oh my God, man, you're on a podcast, you look so crazy, so evil. No, I'm trying to be locked into Joe. So my mind isn't very often saying, let's run out the damn door because people are watching me on the fucking podcast. I want to open this damn door and get the hell out of here, man. So that's the real me. So I'm not sadistic, man. I'm focused on what I have to do to stay locked into the game of life. And that's what I tell people, man. I go there. I go there.
That's one of the reasons why this book is so good, is because you're so honest about your vulnerabilities and how you overcome them. And for people that see someone who's a beast, who's done great things, you just assume that they're different than you. But then you hear about your insecurities and your pitfalls and all the things that went wrong with you, and you realize, well, God damn it, those are the same things that go wrong with me. Like, maybe I have that inside of me and I've just never summoned it.
Right. And I'll tell you this, I started really realizing that when I started overcoming myself, I started getting around these real alpha males, these hard men. And I always put people way above me when I was growing up. Like, my God, they had to have a lot more than me to get to where they're at. And a lot of them did. But once you get around the best of the best of the best people, you can kind of start breaking them down and realizing, man, you're just as fucked up as me. Like we all have, but all you did was you hit it better. Your Your upbringing, your mom and dad, your society, the way you were raised, it hit it better than mine. You weren't the only black kid, or it was like 5, in a school. You know, I can't hide. Going through buds, I was the only black kid. You can't hide. But I started realizing just because I look different than you, a lot of you motherfuckers can't hide either. So it started giving me courage through watching people that we all have a story. We all have a jacked up life in one way or another. Some of us don't have the guts to talk about it though. And that's where I found the guts to talk about mine.
Well, there's purity in physical pursuits, right? Because it doesn't matter what your social status is. It doesn't matter how people perceive you. When it comes down to how long can you stay in that pool, when it comes down to how far can you run, when it comes down to how much can you push yourself past the part where you want to quit, how far can you keep going? There's a purity in that it dissolves social order, all that bullshit, what people think about you goes out the window. It's who are you right now?
That's right.
Who are you right now?
That's a true statement, man. And I look at it as psychological warfare. And that's where I started learning that life is one big psychological warfare that you play on yourself. You play on yourself, man. The most important conversation I ever had is with myself. And the shit I was telling myself was so fucked up, it was so wrong, it was so misguided. And other people start to write that dialogue for you also. And it starts to be what you say to yourself every single day. And I started creating a whole nother warfare, a whole nother battle started becoming. I was like, oh, hang on a second, Goggins. You have these tools. You have these tools. Your life was basically the perfect grounds for training for where you need to go in your life. All the beatings, all the bullying, all the, you going through learning disabilities, all the struggles. It was the absolute perfect training ground for you to go to where you need to go. And that's how I started looking at my life versus woe is me, poopy pants, kick a rock down the street mentality. It was, God just hooked you right the fuck up. He hooked you right up, man, with the perfect place. You were training for the first 18, 19, 20, you were training for this stuff, man. You have the advantage of everybody else versus, my God, they're so above me. They came from a great family. Mom and dad love them. They didn't have a learn, they didn't stutter, they didn't struggle. No, man, your struggle is what made you who you are now. So I started flipping this into a whole different, I started being a master of what I was scared of. I was scared of my mind. And I became literally a master of that mind. And that's what now, from now on, it sets me apart from most people. I started diving into that.
Well, that is a big part of the stories when you go over your childhood and, your abusive father and then having this great guy that was going to become your stepdad and then he gets murdered. It's like right when you're about to get out of it, everything looks good, boom, and he gets murdered. It's like these things really did sort of set you up to start from scratch again. You just go, okay, roger that, we start from scratch. And now you have that attitude. You developed it through all of these horrible personal experiences, all the trials and tribulations, all the evil shit that people try to do to you. That sort of set you up to be able to deal in a way that a lot of people can't.
Well, I used to look at my life from a different vantage point. And when you're in all the muck and you're just walking in muck and walking in muck and walking in muck, you don't see that if you look off to the fucking left of the muck, there's a sidewalk, brother. Get off of it. You have your head down looking in this muck. Once I saw the sidewalk, got the sidewalk, I got a little break. And I got a different vantage point. And then from the sidewalk, I found a cliff. Then I found a mountain. I got way up high on top of my life and looked back down on it and said, okay, I gotta figure this out, man. I'm not going anywhere. I'm starting to lie. So when you have a messed up foundation, I started lying about everything. I wanted people to like me. I wanted to be accepted in some society of life, some social society. And I was like, man, this isn't the right way. I'm messed up here, I'm messed up here, I'm messed up everywhere. And so I realized the worst thing that happened to me is I lost myself. I never had myself, I never found myself. I had no self-esteem. So I knew through working out and through learning, it took a lot for me to learn also. I started finding self-esteem. Once I found that, that's when doors started opening up. I stopped caring about people, that what they thought, being judged. Wow, if I say this, if I started right now, are you gonna make fun of me? I stopped caring about that. And that's when my life started really changing for me, slowly but surely.
That's such an important point when you're talking about the working out, because a lot of people, when they think about working out, they think of it as being a physical thing.
Right, no. I did it for mental.
Yeah.
People always say, my God, like, no, don't look at it like, I didn't care about losing weight. I didn't care about being the fastest person. I wasn't making the Olympics. I wasn't going to pros. I could barely read and write when I was in a junior in high school. I wasn't going anywhere. I saw working out as a way for me to build calluses on my mind. I had to callous over the victim's mentality. So I watched these movies. I talked about Rocky last time I was on here. I always equated training to mental toughness. Like, it always looked brutal. People waking up early and doing all these things that look horrible. I was like, wow, man, I gotta start doing that. Not to get better, bigger, and stronger, but that is what's gonna build me. That looks uncomfortable. That looks brutal. And getting up early, I don't wanna do that. So I made this long list of things I don't wanna do. And through that, I found myself. I started, I'm like, you guys aren't doing this shit in high school. You guys aren't getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning and running over here in this golf course. So I started seeing myself very differently than the average human being. I was like, wait on a second. I have something they don't have. And that's when I started to develop these things through working out. It was this great, never-ending work ethic. And through work ethic, I developed self-esteem.
Now, is this something that you learned? Is this something you learned yourself from exercise yourself? Or is this something you had read or heard about? Like, what made you equate doing this and doing these difficult things physically to mental toughness, to being, this is the discipline that you need in order to get your life out of the situation you're in?
So I never read anything. I could barely read, so right. I wasn't reading back then. I watched a lot of movies, and I was really big into visualization. And I always equated working out to struggle. And I struggled my whole life, but I ran from it. So I started realizing, man, I gotta start facing the struggle, and I gotta be mentally strong for the struggle. So that's where I started coming up with, I'm training for life. Mentally, I'm training for life. I'm not training for to lift 400 pounds. And I found out on my own pretty much, is that through discipline, through self-discipline, through repetition, through tons of repetition of the same thing that you don't want to do, and that's the key thing. Through repetition of things you don't want to do, you develop mental, like an armor for your mind. You start to armor your mind. Your mind's like, okay, we suffer every day. That's what we do. We do stuff that sucks every day. So then when the suck stuff comes, you're ready for it. And that's how it started coming up. I just started being very uncomfortable. Now it's like just a way of life.
It's a crazy thing to figure out, though. It's like that you figured it out, and you didn't just figure it out, you embraced it. Like when you were talking about your senior year of high school, you were talking about your mirror being your accountability mirror. Like you had a radical shift. Like you just decided to not be a fucking loser, and to start tightening up and start holding yourself accountable and get ready for things.
So I had this my whole life. I don't know if people believe in God or what. I don't care what you believe in. There's been this unrelenting voice in my head. We all have this voice. It's the right or wrong voice. And a lot of times that voice guides us into comfort. And my voice guided me to comfort a lot. But I had this other voice I heard my whole life saying, hey, motherfucker, what are you doing? Oh, man, we gotta go over here. We gotta go over here to that rock pile over in the fucking corner where nobody's at. That's where victory's at. We're over in that corner. So this voice was giving me all these answers. Now, I wasn't a real smart kid growing up, but I had this crazy voice in my head saying, over there is where the fucking answers are. And I wouldn't listen to it because over there was pain. Over there was me looking in the mirror. Over there was me being accountable for all these things that went through my life. Even though people put them on me, it's now mine to own. And I didn't want to go over there by myself, but I had to. And this voice was guiding me there. It's God, whatever you want to call it. But that's what it was in me.
Do you think that's just what when you separate yourself from your ego and what your insecurities and all if you were giving yourself advice, you would say that's what the thing is to do. So do you think that's what it was, like your subconscious, or you stripped away from all the bullshit when you couldn't lie to yourself because it's a voice in your head?
That's exactly it. That's exactly it.
Because it knew.
It knew. I was a character. I was trying to find myself through a character. I was making different hairstyles and sagging my pants, and I was off. I was off, man. I was a clown. I was a clown, and I was like, this is not what you're supposed to be in life, man. And it's ugly when you look in that dirty mirror and you're trying to do a new hairstyle to go to school. I had a hairstyle one time where I shaved the top of my head. You know how old men had the hair like leaving their head?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I went to school with hair on the side of my head and in my back, and I shaved the whole top of my head. I went to school like that. You know, and then I had like
What did the kids say?
I don't remember what they said, but I was just a funny dude. You know, so that was my thing. I was the funny dude that came into school, like Crisscross came out when I was in high school. So my pants were backwards. I said, you know, I'm gonna have my pants backwards, sag down past my ass crack, shirt turned backwards with a toothbrush in my mouth with the reverse part. The reverse part is your head is shaved and you have some hair on top. Just a little piece of hair versus like a part through hair. The part was on a bald head. So it was just, I would sit at home, instead of studying, I would think about what can I do to impress the motherfucker at school? And that became my life. And that it's a long road to hoe to get to the guy who says, now, you don't ever smile on any podcast, you look so serious. I look at that shit, I'm like, you motherfuckers have no idea who I am, where I've come from to get here today.
You could have probably been an entertainer. Like you probably, because you were doing all that kind of shit?
I have some jokes, Joe. I got some jokes, Joe.
I bet you do.
So what people read in this book can't hurt me. It's a sad story. It's a horrible story. It's a tragic story. It's a story that made me who I am today. But you have to learn to laugh at yourself too. Once you go through that shit, so there's a lot of parts in there where it's a lot of me against a lot of white people, you know? And I have a routine that I won't do, so people who hire me to speak, I'm not gonna do the routine. I often do it sometimes. Think about it. I was a 36 black guy to go through SEAL training, okay?
Out of how many people?
Out of probably, looking at probably 11, 12, to make it through, probably 13,000 SEALs. I was probably the 36, I was the 36 black guy to make it through, since like the 1940s, you know, you're looking at almost 70 years. Wow. Yeah, so you know, do the math on that. So there's not a lot of black guys, and so I take that and I make a nice comedy skit out of that shit. You know, like the first time they tied me up and threw me, it's called drown proofing.
Yeah.
So I'm negative boring as hell, you know.
Me too.
Oh.
I'm related to that big time.
Yes, you one of the few white boys, man, that are negative boring. You sit like a rock. And that's hard. So imagine them getting your hands and feet, tying your ass up and throwing you in the fucking water and say swim. It was like throwing a cat in the water with fucking a brick on it. So I was just losing my fucking mind. So it's so many things I had to get over, you know, and I found humor. I found humor in my suffering. I was like, motherfucker, what are you doing out here, guys? Like, this is crazy. Like, you're literally trying to reinvent the wheel. So I was trying to reinvent my mind. And I used every single tactic possible to do that. I didn't want to live in this world where I was a fake human being anymore. And I was tired of blaming everybody for where I was at. My dad beat me, this happened. I mean, my dad ran prostitutes, man. My dad literally snatched the soul out of my mom. Like, my mom is still battling. Like, after my mom left my dad, and this is what I'll talk about in the book, she got married 3 times for a total of 6 months. You know, I don't go there. I'm not even gonna talk about the guy she married. So this woman she's beautiful, she's so smart, all this stuff, man. This guy literally stripped her soul away. And I was a young kid watching it. And I had no soul to begin with. And my brother, he has a story that he could write 8 books. You know, my dad just came through and just washed us all clean. So to come out.
Is he still around?
He died about 4 years ago. 4 or 5 years ago, I'm not for sure. I didn't go to the funeral, but I forgave him. So I saw my dad through an 8-year-old's eyes. So we left when I was 8. And then at 22, I went back to see him through a grown man's eyes. And he was the same person I remembered. But I had to, you can't live with hate. You cannot move forward. As much as that guy tried to ruin all of our lives, that's where I came from. I had to figure out the origin of where I started from. So when I was going back through my life trying to fix who I am, the fucked up person I was, like, if your knee hurts, it's usually not your fucking knee that's hurting you. It's something else, man. Like, it could be a tight quad. It could be the right leg if it's the left leg. You gotta find out the origin of where all this shit began. And it was him. So I had to go back to where, you know, my roots and the origin of all this happened, and it's hard to do that.
Did you make peace with him?
I made big peace with. So we didn't have a peaceful conversation. We left very Garanimal. He's a vicious man. He was a vicious man. I mean, medieval motherfucker. So I had become a medieval motherfucker at that time. I was 22 and I was a big boy, and so I was no longer the guy who was afraid. It was now like, hey, I want to kill you type of shit. And we were sitting at Denny's after an all-night skate or whatever the hell, you know, he owned bars and skating rinks and shit like that. And so we were sitting down and we kind of got into it, and I just kind of left. But I had to make peace with it in myself. I could not hold on to that hate, because holding on to that hate was half the reason why I kept falling into the same pattern of failing. I had to start dumping off some baggage. I had to start figuring out me through him, and that's all he was there for. He was the origin. I had to figure him out, figure out why he was so evil to my mom, to me, and my brother. And I had to start studying him. Like, a lot of people have situations where someone does something and we all attack that person, like on the media. If someone does something wrong, everybody now is fucking perfect. And we now judge this guy. I don't judge him. I don't judge anybody. What I do is I start studying them. Why did they do that? Not in a judging way. I want to learn from him.
What'd you get out of your dad?
I got that he grew up rough. He was very insecure, had a lot of kids, and his insecurities just trickled over onto us. So yeah, he jacked us up real good, but he never fixed himself. So if you never fix yourself, the next person in line is gonna get the rap. And we were next in line. You know, his first wife, killed herself or whatever happened, and got burned up in the house or something. It's some craziness, man. There's a lot of stuff that goes on there that I didn't put in the book because I don't feel like going to court.
Yeah.
But yeah, this it was a lot of stuff.
One of the great parts about this book is that you detail exactly what was going through your mind in terms of like your weaknesses and how you had failed, and then it's not just one time. Like you do the thing in high school where you get your shit together, and then you join the military, and then you wind up getting fat again. And then when you have to lose, 106 pounds in 3 months to qualify for SEAL training?
For SEAL training, yep.
That's insane.
Yeah, because what I realized at that time, once again, I failed again. I thought, so what you're talking about is I took this ASVAB test. I didn't know how to read and write pretty much in high school. I was like a 4th grade reading level. And I took that test a few times, and I finally passed it. And when I passed it, I actually drove my car to the daggone airport and watched planes take off, because I was like, I'm gonna be on one of those planes one day going to Air Force boot camp. So I always fixed the things on the surface. So if I couldn't read and write, I learned to read and write. I would always fix these things on the surface level. And so whenever something hard would raise its ugly head, I didn't have any kind of tools to handle it. Like, man, I thought I fixed this already, man. But no, I didn't go deep into the dungeon of my soul to say, okay, what is making you a quitter? What is making you a weak man? What is making you afraid? And so that's why I kept on quitting and going back to start, or not knowing how to get through hard times. And that's why I always tell people, I'm not a theorist. I didn't study, I didn't study a fucking book. I literally put myself in a fire repeatedly like a sword. You put a sword in a fire repeatedly and repeatedly. If you keep on doing that, you're gonna get a nice sword. And then you keep on beating it. You gotta beat the shit out of it. And that's what I am. Yeah. I became that. I said, okay, we can't quit. We gotta figure out why you are this pussy. Why are you this pussy, man? What is wrong with you? What's going on here? So I kept on putting the sword back in the daggone fire, and I just beat it harder. And I beat it harder. Before I knew it, I started realizing, all right, man, the brain is starting to get hard. The brain is starting to get hard. I'm no longer a theorist. I'm now a practitioner. I put it in hell. I dissect it while it's in hell, because you can't dissect anything in a normal environment. You can't dissect anything in 72-degree weather. You must put it in the fucking freezer and freeze the fuck out of it. And then you dissect it. Dissect it when it's miserable. Dissect the brain when all it's thinking about is, I need to get out of here, man. I want to get out of the fucking freezer. Open the door. And he said, nah, 5 more seconds, man. 5 more seconds in the freezer. And that's when you start to pick that brain apart. And that's what all this stuff did to me. I kept on putting myself back into the freezer or the fire and beating the shit out of myself, mentally and physically. Before I knew it, this is what happened.
It's an interesting way to self-teach.
Yes.
Like most people that you talk to that are disciplined, they they have something that they read that inspired them. They have There's certain people that they look up to. There's certain, coaches that taught them. There's certain important moments in their life. But for you, it's a system of failure and reflection and then rebooting.
That's it. Yeah. Repeated failure. And people think a lot of times they tell me that I'm angry. Oh my God, you sound so angry. You cuss so much. Oh my God, why you cuss so much? Why are you so crazy? If you read my book, I cannot explain my life by saying, hey, it was a Merry fucking Christmas, man. No, it wasn't. I want you to go there with me. I'm taking you there with me. I'm a storyteller. I want to take your ass down paradise. So the house I lived in Buffalo, New York, that I got my ass beat every day, funny. We lived on Paradise Road. And it was anything but fucking paradise. So I want you to go there with me. You want to learn from me? Let me take your ass home. Let me take you there. So that's the whole thing about it, man. We're scared to dive into our lives. What made us who we are. The beautiful people that we are. We're all jacked up in so many ways. That's the beauty of us. That's the beauty of me. I'm jacked up, but I figured out my own little process on how to get unjacked up and how to. I'm not gonna get the same. I'm not gonna get the same way you're gonna get there. You may get there by going point A to point B. I might go point C to D to E to F. I'm gonna be there the same way you are, just a little harder. That's how I train my brain. So it's just different. It's just a different thing.
When you stop and think about all the different times that you did have to reboot and how you found like new goals and you found new inspiration and you fired up a new discipline and you became stronger and harder and you got... One of the things that people always look for in life, they look for a point where they can rest.
Yes, sir.
Oh, I'm gonna retire. Like people love that expression, the golden years.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now.
They love the idea of struggle
is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have suffering supplies for every industry, even hard to find products, and we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call
because it's an idea that you're gonna work hard,
Grainger,
but then you're gonna reach the finish
get it
line.
done.
But there's no finish line.
No.
It doesn't exist.
That's the scary thing about life, my friend.
That is a scary thing, right?
And that's what fatigues me. People go, man, why don't you ever smile? There's no fucking end, my friend. There's no end. There's no end.
I know that you're going to meet Cam Haynes after this.
Yes, sir.
And listen, please, if you guys run, put a number of that miles that you're going to run and leave it at that. Do not say, let's see who quits, because you will both die. Because that's a hard man.
He is a hard man.
Cameron Haynes is a hard man, and he will run until you die or he dies.
He's a hard man, dude.
He does those 240s. He does those ultra. He's a sick fuck.
And see, those are the guys I'm looking for.
Yeah, that's a scary. The two of you guys, you need to pick a number.
I know.
Whatever you get. I think you guys are gonna run 35 miles.
Yeah.
We're gonna do good.
Yeah,
35 is a good number.
Yeah, we've been texting back and forth, trying to make it sensible,
Yeah.
so we don't go off the chain.
Because if one of you motherfuckers wakes up and has a good strong espresso,
I know.
Goes, fuck it, let's do 300.
It's gonna be on. It's gonna be a long day, man.
No.
That's it.
Yeah. Do you know this new race that they're doing where they're you run for 1 hour? You run like as many, and then you have like a bell rings, and then you sit down for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like there's like a 4.17 mile thing.
Yep.
It's that sick fuck. What was the guy's name that created that? That guy did the bark. Yes.
You talking about Laz?
Yeah, this crazy fuck.
Laz.
So he had people running for days and days and days.
He invited me out there for this race.
Yeah?
I actually got into the Barkley last year, but couldn't do it because of the book. So I'm supposed to do it this year. But now, we'll see again how the schedule goes. But yeah, that's a sick man. I've done a couple of his races. Like he has one called Strolling Jim. I actually won that one in 2016. But he's a sick man.
What is a Strolling Jim race?
It's his probably easiest race. It's like through the back country of Tennessee. It's a 41-mile race on the road. It's one of the first ultra marathons out there ever. And my mom lives in Nashville, so it's like an hour drive. I went up there, and it was like one of my first races back after me being all sick and jacked up for so long. And I got lucky, had a good race, and I happened to win it.
You were talking about psoas muscle.
Yeah.
And you had all that. We have this thing now that we got. What is that called? So right. Have you ever used one?
I
of those
have it
fucking
also.
things?
I saw it in there. That little black contraption. Yeah.
That hard plastic thing.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal.
It's evil, man.
Yeah, it's good.
It's amazing.
I started getting tightness in that when I was running a lot. Like, I'd never gotten tightness in that area before.
Yeah.
It seems like that's a running thing, right?
It's a running thing, also a very stressed thing. You know, if you're real stressed out, man, like for me, like I talk about the origin, where things start. My body was so wrapped tight, I didn't know where to start.
Yeah.
So I started with the psoas muscle, so that's a real good spot.
But the problem with these races is the problem with people like you. That's the problem with these races. Like if you get you and another you,
right,
and they're in there together, like you motherfuckers are gonna kill each other.
It's a long day.
It's a long day.
It's a long day.
It's a long day. Because if they're doing a last man standing type deal, right?
Yeah.
Like the first person to quit.
Yeah, it's a real long day, man. I mean, I've been up. I got a couple of Hillary under my belt, man. I know how to stay up for 130 hours and move.
Yeah.
And I know how to self-motivate. A lot of motherfuckers don't know how to self-motivate, man. Like, we like to put the headphones on, like before the big game, and listen to the music.
Yeah.
What the fuck did you do when the headphones come off, bro? It's you in your own mind.
Right.
I know how to do that. That's the hard part, man.
Do you ever listen to music when you run?
Never.
Told you, James, cheat.
There's that video I got. You thought you might have seen it.
But
he talks about like running with music.
No, what did you say? Find the video. We'll play it. We might not be able to play it. Is it somebody else's content?
I actually, but I did during my last pull-up record. I listened to, you know, that song for Rocky 1, round 14, when Rocky gets knocked down the corner. I listened to that. It's 2 minutes and 13 seconds long. I listened to it on repeat for 17 hours. Merry Christmas, motherfucker. Merry Christmas.
Oh, man.
17 hours, man. I went to such the dark, dark evil. I have a picture in my hand in the book. I was in a dark. I went to a place, man, that I'm like, I can do anything here. We gotta live here for a while. Cause I kept on feeling that record. I go, I don't want to see a pull-up bar again. I mean, like, I did 67,000 pull-ups, man. Like, this is my third. I'm like, I don't want to see no pull-up. So it's like, I'm doing this come hell or high water, man. So I broke it out.
Is this the video? Let me hear this. Play this.
I never trained with you. Man, I hope this ends. And you see that. Time slows down and you see that. You're feeling that. Everybody has that look on their face like, God, this gotta go. I don't want to do it anymore.
Have you ever gotten rhabdomyolysis?
Oh, yes, sir.
Did you get it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
When did you get it?
I got it on my second pull-up record attempt, and I talked about it a little bit in the book there. And I have sickle cell trait, and a young kid just died from rhabdo, because sickle cell's not a good thing, obviously. And rhabdo's a bad thing for having sickle cell.
You have sickle cell trait, but you don't have the disease.
I don't have the disease.
A buddy of mine died from that when I was a kid.
Really?
I used to train with. Yeah, he was always sick. He'd have it, get sick.
It's horrible.
He'd be gone, be out of the gym for months, and he'd come back and just be trying to get his body back in shape again. And he'd get again. He's a talented guy, too. When you got it, what did you have to do?
So they put me in the hospital for a while. That's when my hand got really messed up. And my fluids were extremely low. And I had done like, I think I did 3,000 pull-ups. And they're like, man, your body is wrecked up.
Were you just not drinking water while you're doing it?
I was drinking water, but not enough. I was sipping this carbohydrate drink. And my calories were extremely low. I didn't know how much I was going to burn through. And you burn through an awful lot of calories, man, doing that many pull-ups for that many hours. Yeah. And with the repetition, with using the single points of just my hands, my biceps, my back, like my body was swollen like the Pillsbury Doughboy. I mean, it looked horrible. And so they kept me in there for a while, but
how long?
Probably about 8 hours. I was in there about 8 hours on IVs and stuff like that.
So it was basically a
tons of fluid,
issue.
Tons
That's a big
fluid.
part of it.
Mm-hmm. Tons of fluid. They sent me home though. So I went home that night.
And how long did you wait before you jumped back at it?
I think I was back on the pull-up bar about a week and a half later. And then I broke the record 6 weeks later. I broke the record.
Jesus Christ. So when you did get back on the pull-up bar, how fucked up was your body?
It was bad, but what I do is like what I've done through everything, which isn't real smart. I mean, it works for me, so I'm not saying do this, is I've trained through a lot of my injuries. And I started developing, I started doing that in buds.
in SEAL training, because in SEAL training, you got to start from day one, or they just kick you out. So I started from day one enough. So my third time going through, I was really jacked up.
Well, you had pneumonia.
Yeah, I had pneumonia, and I had really bad stretch fractures. So my stretch fracture, so I would put a sock on and then duct tape my foot all the way up to the top of my, or to the middle of my ankle, or to the middle of my calf. And because my stretch fracture was so bad, so like the pivot point between my ankle and my shin, I just cast it all the way up. And so I went through for several months, for a few months, with stretch fracture. And what's crazy about that is they heal. By the time I got to third phase, my stretch fracture healed. And I don't even know how, rhyme or reason behind it. I ran on them. A few months later, they were healed.
Wow.
So I don't know what that
you
means.
just pushed through the agony, and eventually your body just said, this crazy fuck is not gonna stop.
It's a true statement. Yeah, it's weird. A lot of my injuries I've just pushed through, and I duct tape it up. I mean,
have you ever had to have surgery on any of them?
No, just a couple heart surgeries, but none of my actual physical body.
And what was your heart surgery for again? You talked about this before,
Yeah,
right?
ASD. I had a hole in my heart.
Yeah.
So we
Which
talked
is
about
even more ridiculous.
Yeah, that's what we talked about that too, man. They took me off and studied me for a while. So they realized that I got on. I shouldn't even been in the military. I wasn't even qualified to be in the military with a hole in my heart. Let alone be in special operations where you jump on planes and stuff like that. So I was lucky.
How'd they seal that up?
So they went in with a helix patch, and through my femoral artery, and they went through, put a patch, and they realized I missed like 3 or 4 years of a military career because of this heart surgery. Wow. Yeah, so I was off of jump status, dive status. I was just so that's why I talk about recruiting so much. I stayed in recruiting for like 3 or 4 years. And, I became like a Navy SEAL recruiter when I was, doing this for a while. So I got extended there because of the heart surgery.
And other than that, you never had to have any other surgeries? No meniscus, no nothing like that? That's crazy.
And I've had some jacked up injuries. But see how I grew up, like I talk about in the book, my dad didn't believe in taking anybody to the hospital. Like, that's just how it was, man. It was barbarian stuff, man. But, when you learn to deal with it, you live it, you're fine. You get hard.
Get MRIs?
Oh, yeah.
Get everything checked out?
Matter of fact, man, I was terrified of the MRI machine for a long time. I was claustrophobic. I was like, man, there's a lot behind that, man. But yeah, I've been checked out a lot. I've had, so like I said, like 6 years ago, I started stretching out like I thought I was dying. I couldn't even get out of bed. So all that stretching out was from pretty much all these injuries I had that I never really fixed. And my body got knotted up and more knotted up and more knotted up. I mean, it's going to heal. One way or another, it's going to heal. And when it heals, it's not going to heal right. It's going to heal all jacked up and crooked.
Yeah.
So I'm a crooked, jacked up dude, man, but I can still get it done.
It's amazing that you haven't had like knee surgeries or anything like that. Considering all the running you've done.
My left knee right now is no joke. So like I say, origin of pain. My right foot is messed up because of my left knee. So right now I'm taking care of my left knee. It's getting a lot better now. But don't worry, Cameron Haynes. I will still be fucking out there running with your ass. I'm not gonna get out of it, buddy. So if you're listening, motherfucker, I will see you this weekend. Merry Christmas. All right, just so you know, brother. Merry Christmas. I'll see you soon.
You don't know what's wrong with the knee? You have no idea?
It's from stretching. So basically,
stretching.
Yeah. So
really?
Because my body was in such bad alignment from just what I did to it, that now I'm in this huge stress routine, and my body's getting back into alignment. So your muscles, like I was a powerlifter, man. Like I grew these huge muscles, and I'm this small guy. And from the stress of my body going through the hell weeks, and all of a sudden, my body became one knot. So as things start to open up, joints start to hurt, things start to hurt, and I'm like, God, so it's been this big, long process. So I'm faster and better shape than ever. My organs work better, I'm healthier than ever. But I have these little tweaks here, these little tweaks there, from the fact that my body was locked in position from these muscles being so tight. Now,
what do you weigh now?
About 182, 183.
And you were at like 300 plus pounds when you got your fattest, right?
My fattest, when I weighed in for the military, I don't know what my fattest was, but when I weighed in on that scale, when Steven Salzo hit that scale on me, man, it was 297. And he's like, brother, you gotta lose 106 pounds. And I was like, fuck this. I can't. I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, how's that possible? So anyway, it just,
And not a lot of time. That's the crazy thing. They didn't give you 3 months to lose that 33 pounds a month is a lot of fucking weight. Plus a few.
Almost impossible. And that's what I thought. But see, you see the person I'm now. Yeah. I was 175 pounds in high school. So I was a skinny guy in high school. So I made myself big. I'm a small boned person. So it wasn't, trust me, it was hard. It was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. But
what did people think around you when they saw you 3 months later, you're 100 pounds lighter?
My mom couldn't believe it. Because my mom, so I was living in Indianapolis, Indiana at the time. And so I was trying to study for this ASVAB test again that, I got to take it again, going in the Navy. And I'm out here trying to lose weight. And I'm, working for this company, spraying for cockroaches and all sort of crap. And I would lay in her pond in fucking November in Indiana. Just lay in her pond. Cause I'm like, I'm going to buzz. I got to get hard. So I would lay in the pond, get out of the pond, and go for a run. Just all wet, cold, like the daggone shirt would just freeze up from ice and shit. And I'd be out there running and say, what's wrong with you, man? Like, you were that kid who just didn't want to, like, what's wrong with you? So she started seeing the transformation, like, this guy is obsessed with trying to become somebody. And next thing she knew, man, my God, you actually lost that much weight that fast.
I love the fact that you did it, but what hurts me is when I hear stories about people that get like stomach stapling and surgery and all that shit that they do. Like, you just need to just lose the weight.
Right.
And if you just did it the right way, you would have earned it. And if you earn it, you'll keep it.
That's the thing about it, man. Like, we like to take these very quick fixes in life. We want the 6-minute abs approach to life.
Yeah.
Nah, man. There's no permanent in that.
Yeah.
There's no permanent in that, man. There's no scarring. There must be scarring.
Well, people are terrified of this thing that you're saying, that there's no end, that there's no finish line, that every day is a new thing, that you have to earn it still. After all the shit you've done, every day you get up and you have to earn it.
Yes. You know what's funny about that? I want you to be scared of it.
Yeah.
I want you to be scared of it.
It gives you fuel.
It's great motivation. And see, if you look at it that way, the reason why I speak the way I speak, because I believe in what I'm saying. If I ever shut it down, that's the end of it. And whatever my 100% will be, I don't know what's going to happen to me. Tomorrow, what if you can't run? I will figure what the fuck I can do and do that. That will be my new 100%. You must continue to find your new 100%. Whatever life throws at you, you must find what you can do now. I may become the best, scientist of all time. Who knows? Watch out. You know what I'm saying? Watch out. Who knows?
Well, that is an approach, like this approach, this mental approach. You can use that for anything once you get past the quitting mechanism of your mind.
That's
once
right.
you get past that thing, that this is applicable. You can take these lessons that you learn from these grueling runs, from this losing 106 pounds in 3 months, from all these different things of struggle. You can take these lessons of struggle and you can apply them to anything.
Yes. I talk about it in my book here about that race I did that made SEAL training look like a child's play in Ranger School. That first 100-miler I did, where I shit on myself and all kind of stuff. That 19 hours it took me with no training, I sum it up like this. You're talking about struggle, how you can put so much of life into struggle. In that 19 hours, I lived 5 years. 5 years of struggle, of happiness, of depression, success, failure in 19 hours. That's what's great about some of these things I do. You get a wide range of life in just 19 hours. Like when you get to like mile 50 in your mind saying, we got to get out of here, man. And then you get to like mile 60, okay, we're feeling good. You have all these highs and lows that you have to manage within this suck fest of 19 hours. And that's what I get from a lot of these different things, that human growth, growth of the mind. Without friction, there is no growth. Without friction, there's no growth.
There's no growth and there's no satisfaction. Like, there's no people want to sit around and rest, but you don't really appreciate rest unless you earn it.
That's it. And people, they think I'm the craziest person on the planet. You are so far fucking removed from that statement. It's not even funny. I was 290 pounds twice in my life. I do not like to do the things I do, but there's humongous satisfaction from doing it. There's humongous satisfaction from lacing your shoes up saying, I don't really want to go for a run today. And then running. And then getting back and saying, wow,
I did it.
I did it.
Yeah.
And that's what it's about. It's about these small steps to doing things you don't want to do.
You know Jocko?
I know him, yeah.
Jocko's.
Don't know him great, but I know him.
I know him pretty well. He's awesome. But every morning, you look at that motherfucker's Instagram, he's got a picture of his watch at 4:30. He gets up at 4:30 every morning and he earns a sunrise.
That's good stuff.
Works
man.
out like a motherfucker and then earns a sunrise.
That's good stuff.
But it's that thing that there's no end.
No.
It doesn't end.
And it's scary.
That is scary for people. Everybody wants that holding hands while the sun sets, and retirement, you walking off into the sunset.
The biggest question I get is, so when do you rest? When do you recover? And I don't want to scare people, but the truth answer is, I don't take any days off.
No days.
No days.
7 days a week.
7 days a week.
Well, what is a normal day?
Normal day for me, a normal day. So let's say a light day.
Light day.
Light day is at least a 7-mile run. I will every other day, so about 4 days a week, calisthenics plus gym workout. So I don't do any gym workout without hitting pull-ups, push-ups. I call it nickels and dimes. So like 5 pull-ups, 10 push-ups, or I'll go, quarters and whatever, like 25 pull-ups or in like 50 push-ups. So I have all these different things I messed up. So I will do weights with calisthenics, and every single night I stretch. For at least every night I stretch for at least 2 hours.
2 hours?
Every night. Every night.
So you stretch after you're done working out?
Yeah, so at nighttime, usually I'll be either in a quiet room, or I'll be watching TV, or I love sports. Be watching the game, and I'm on the floor, man. And that's what I do.
So you just stretch while you're doing stuff?
I stretch while I do stuff.
2 hours is a long-ass time to stretch. Is this just because you're trying to correct all the years of not doing that?
No, years of just...
You ever fuck with yoga?
A lot.
Yeah?
Yoga's the shit.
What do you do, hot
I have
yoga?
my own yoga. So I kind of invent my own little yoga for what my body needs. I've done hot yoga several times. Yoga's huge. Yoga's huge. Like holding those positions. And I'm big in holding them for a long period of time. So that's where my stretching is. Like people say, don't hold stretches for a long time. Hold them for a long period of time. I'm trying to get full range of motion. A lot of people go in for like my shoulders all messed up. I get surgery on it. No. If you don't have full range of motion in your body, don't go in and get cut on, man, until you know that your body is actually opened up. We start to get knuckle dragger syndrome from doing all these push-ups. You never work your back, like in rear delts. So here you are, you start punching over before you know your joints are out of whack. You need to get full range of motion before you know how fucked up you truly are. So I'm always working on full range of motion like a kid. They run so effortlessly. They're always in full range of motion. As you get older and tighter and sick and more stressed, your body starts to get more and more.
can I be where you are? You were gone from the start, now you tear me apart. I gave
You just gotta commit to whatever the world is nudging you to say. There is no wrong answer except not committing to whatever the world nudges you to say. But try not to do racism, sexism, homophobia, ageism. Try not to talk about blowjobs. Alright, ready? Action. Hey, I fucking farted. Oh, what a horrible dilemma. You fucking farted. That's really bad. I'm so sad about your fart, because it really ruined the atmosphere out here at the park, and it killed several birds. Oh, somebody fucking farted. Oh, it was me. It was me, I farted. Oh God, what a terrible fart. Damn. You killed a lot of the birds. The birds are dead. You killed a lot of the birds. Ah! Your fart smells terrible. I like farting, and I'll fart every fucking day if I have to fart for the rest of my life, 5 days a week. I'm gonna fucking do it because I'm a fucking American. Oh, somebody's mad. Somebody's really mad. You're mad. You're mad as hell. And you're not gonna take it anymore. That's right. I'm mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take it anymore. And I'm fucking fit for an 8-year-old. I got fucking big muscles for an 8-year-old. I've been working out. All the 3rd grade bitches are on my jock like white on rice. Hey, alright. I'm pretty proud of you. Oh, you're such a little misogynist. The kids, they're exposed to the internet, and they're all little misogynists now. And I don't know what this world is coming to. I want a simpler time, back when people were normal. Can't you just be normal? Oh, I just want normalcy. Fuck, it's fucking death. Did you see that fucker? What? Oh my God, it's a dead guy. Yeah, I'm just watching. Don't worry, I'm not collecting any of you. I'm just watching. Just do your thing. Pretend like I'm not even here. Fuck you! You're coming here for me. No. I'm not even. I'm just watching from behind. Just don't think about me. I can't stop thinking about you. Now that I've seen you, I can't stop thinking about you. You've ruined my day. I know you're gonna come and get me. I'll let you go. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bother you guys. I'll have a good day. Oh, but this world is getting so fucking weird. Somebody fucking farted. Yeah, it was me. It was me. I like farting, and I'm really strong. I'm fucking big for 8 years old. You need to be more impressed with my muscles. I'm very impressed with your muscles. You've been working out. You've been drinking milk. I've been taking steroids. Oh God, look at Dad, he's fucking, I know he's behind that tree. Ow! He's fucking behind that tree. Shoot that son of a bitch. Hey, cop! Yeah, hey, is that guy bothering you? He's fucking bothering me. He's obviously a fucking criminal. I want you to shoot his ass. Shoot him. I think he's already dead, but Yeah, I'll fucking shoot him. I like shooting people. Oh, you got me right in the heart. I'm sorry. I was just watching your thing. I wasn't even bothering you. Why'd you have to shoot me? Oh, I'm sorry, dude. I thought you were already dead. I didn't think it would bother you. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I have to confess my sins. Yeah, you better confess your sins. Fuck you. I led a very good life. I didn't do anything wrong. And I got shot anyway. What the fuck is wrong with this world? There's no justice. I'm gonna fucking... I never did anything bad to anybody, but I'm gonna fucking kill you for shooting me, you fucking redneck asshole. Ah, you don't have the arm strength. You're too fucking skinny. You fucking, just died. Fucking, poor guy. That's the way things go sometimes, you know? You do everything right, and you get a bad deal. Sometimes bad things happen, even if you do everything right. Kiss my ass, devil. I'm gonna kill somebody, and I'm gonna see you real soon. And I'm gonna fucking kill you, because nobody fucking likes you. My little devil vixens, they like me. They give me lots of blowjobs every night. Don't talk about blowjobs. I get lots of blowjobs from my sexy devil vixens. Your vixen is fucking ugly. So, the devil, he gets lots of blowjobs from his devil vixens, and he lives happily ever after. Yeah, all right. Bravo! That was a great story. All right. What's the moral of that story? The moral of the story is, go fuck yourself. No. The moral of the story is, go fuck yourself. No. The moral of the story is, bad things happen to bad people sometimes, and so I don't know. That's the way it goes. How about a better moral? Don't do drugs. All right, that's a good one. Okay,